What's up, guys? I'm nSwish. I am the former top one player, and I won the GD Awards Best Player of 2020.
Hell yeah. It's a
Yeah,
that's a crazy aura.
yeah,
For you to
pretty
say
big
that.
accomplishment. Yeah,
As a big
yeah, I was
accomplishment.
definitely one of the aura farmers back in the day for sure.
Oh, and especially with that golden reaction. Oh,
I
that.
verified the golden. Let's go. Finally.
uh, and
Yeah.
we will get into that. But as per tradition for all of these, the first question, actual question, are you mentally healthy?
Am I mentally healthy?
Yeah.
Damn, what a bombshell of a question. All right. Um, I'll say for that, I am better than I've been in a long time, for sure. I got a lot going for me right now in life. School just started up 2 weeks ago for me. I'm moving into a new place next week, so I'll be pretty busy with that. And overall, just like feeling a lot more comfortable and secure in life than I've felt in a long while, for sure. So I'd say I'm doing pretty well.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've been far away from the game since what, late 2021, around there.
Hmm. Well, I'd say like after I beat the entire main list in September of 2020, I sort of stopped playing the game seriously. Although I was still like involved with the community and I was like following up on all the events and whatnot. So I
Yeah.
knew what was going on then. I just wasn't playing as much. And then come 2021, when I went off to college, that's when I started to step back from the community a little bit. I was still following things here and there, but I wasn't super invested in anything. And then I hung around a little bit for 2022 and a little bit of 2023. And then, as you guys all know, late 2023, I made the decision to completely erase all of my social media presence, including my YouTube channel, which had like 70K subscribers, and my
Hmm.
Twitter, and basically any way that someone could contact me. I just got rid of it all. So, yeah. And then since then, I really haven't followed GD at all, but a couple months ago I got back on Twitter, was sort of following up on recent events. So yeah, I'm a little bit involved, but I'm not nearly as much as I used to be. But I'm still aware of like the top demons coming out and all of that.
Yeah, I saw you on the Dasher podcast, like
Oh
back in
right,
June.
yeah, that's right. I did. I was a guest on an episode of the Dasher podcast. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's, if I'm being honest, that's probably the one thing making me a little less nervous because I don't feel so much pressure with quote unquote being the one to interview and swish.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, you'll be the second one to interview me.
That is true. How was
And
the Dasher
actually,
podcast?
you will be the first person to interview me one on one, so that's something. Not to make you more
Hmm.
nervous or anything, but just a fun fact.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't think I'll ever be as nervous as I was for space.
For space, yeah. Space was quite a
Uh,
pull, I'll say that. Like when I saw that on YouTube, I was like, there's no way you got that.
yeah, he.
Yeah.
I don't know why he agreed.
Didn't you pay him to do that?
Yeah, we paid him well, Vix paid him. Oh God, I don't know what just happened in my voice.
Sam. So
Oh God.
Vix paid him. Can Vix
Yeah.
pay me too? Hello? Where's my no, I'm just kidding. I won't charge anything.
Well, that makes you a very kind person.
Yeah, for
And
sure. Oh, you asked how the Dasher podcast episode went.
yeah, I was gonna ask you if you had fun on that.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I was definitely a little bit nervous for it, considering I didn't really know much of what was going on in the GD community, and
Yeah.
being asked a bunch of questions about GD, having not thought about it for like 2 years, was a little bit hard. I feel like I didn't really have all that much to say, which is to be expected since I wasn't super involved. But for the most part, I thought it went pretty well, and I had a good time on it.
Well, good. And I hope we can have fun on this as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm
And
excited.
we can pop into a. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a good question. If you had one, who is your biggest rival when you were a top player?
My biggest rival when I was a top player.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I don't want to sound egotistical when I say this, but I feel like at the point where I could be considered a top player, I didn't really have any rivals. So I think it was around like early 2020, I took the number one spot from Tech on Pointer Crate, and from
Mhm.
then I just like didn't give it up. Like it wasn't really much of a contest.
That is true.
Not to say that any of the players were like worse than me, because there were a lot of players who could definitely match my skill back in the day. It's just no one beat as many levels as I did. So in terms of like Pointer Crate list points, I was unrivaled, I would say.
Honestly, yeah. I've always used that as an argument. Uh Not to like seem like I'm glazing, but I've always seen people say like the top 3 best players of all time, Zoink and nSwish Sonics. I
Mm-hmm.
would personally say you are just like just barely above Zoink because Zoink has
Oh,
rivals.
really?
Yeah, Zoink
Mm.
had like W Popov. I don't know if you know who that is. He's
Yeah,
currently
I know who Popoff is.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been following Popoff.
he very well could take this number 1 spot from Zoink and very well could create a battle for it. Like I don't doubt that. Like Zoink could have rivals. I can't think of anyone like your only rival was inactivity.
That's a good point. Yeah, inactivity, just like getting bored, burnt out, all of that. Yeah, my biggest enemy was myself, I guess. Turns out.
And then
Um,
getting overtaken by RG, which is unfortunate that people believe it was SpaceUK as well.
I know so many people just like they forgot about RG, which is super
Yeah.
sad because RG overtook me before Space was like in the picture.
Yeah.
And RG's such an underrated player. Like RG is amazing at the game. They overtook me. They were the ones to dethrone me, and people
Mhm.
just don't know about them, which is really sad.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
actually a video by someone named Ender who made a really good video on RG. I think it did really well. And he's been kind of
Hmm.
getting more like good positive notoriety about the fact that he was the one to kind of do it, and people are kind of realizing, oh wait, Space UK wasn't actually the one to dethrone you, it was RG, and he deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah, RG definitely deserved that distinction for being the one to dethrone me for sure.
Yeah. And I didn't even realize this until watching the video. He actually got nominated that same year.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that. Yeah, I don't think RG got that many votes though, which is sad.
Yeah, no, he was either last or second to last, unfortunately.
Hmm.
I think
Was that for 2021? Yeah, it must
yeah.
have been. I imagine Space UK probably won that by a
Yeah.
landslide.
If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, Space UK, Diamond, and Doggy top 3 because Slaughterhouse and Sakabin Circles.
Oh, so
But
yeah, right.
I don't
Do
fully
you
remember.
know which one of them ended up in number two?
I don't.
Because whoever ended up in two, they definitely deserve to win that. Obviously, because Space was
Yeah,
hacking.
I don't fully
Yeah.
remember. Honestly, now that I remember it, it might have just been you because I know you like 9 months on the top 1 spot without moving an inch, and you were hardly playing. Like I feel like you definitely got nominated that year.
I did? Oh, I don't remember that at all.
I think
That's
you
funny.
maybe. I don't fully remember either. I don't remember. I don't. The 2021 one was the one I always forgot about for some reason.
Mm.
But yeah, no, RG definitely deserved a little more recognition than he actually got. But I think second place was Doggy, because Doggy
Mm-hmm.
was up and coming. I know Doggy was the first victor of Slaughterhouse before the nominations rolled around.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, it was the verifier.
And could I just point out how insane of an achievement Slaughterhouse in 2021 is? Like that level
Yeah,
is like miles ahead of Tartarus in terms of difficulty. I feel like the gap between Tartarus and Slaughterhouse might be the biggest difficulty gap between top ones in history.
I've always put this into perspective. It's very similar to Bloodlust and Zodiac because
Yeah, that was also a really big
yeah,
gap.
those two being number 1 and 2 is similar to Slaughterhouse and Tartarus, and it's like I personally wouldn't be surprised if we got another like Slaughterhouse out of the main list and Tartarus out of the extended list at the same time, like we did with Bloodlust and Zodiac. Like, do you remember that?
Oh, when Bloodlust and Zodiac fell off?
Yeah, at the same time.
Oh, right. Yeah, that wasn't even too long ago, right? That was a couple
I
months.
I want to say late April, maybe
Mhm.
somewhere around there.
Yeah. No, when Bloodlust fell off the list, that was a crazy moment for me because I don't know if you knew this, but back in the early 2019, I was the first player to complete like the modern top 10 of that day, and
Yeah,
Bloodlust was number 1 at the time. And seeing all of those levels from the top 10 back then fall off the list completely was definitely a sight to see.
yeah,
Like the first major achievement of mine, like none of those levels are even on the list anymore, which is insane.
and then the Golden is your second hardest technically, I think. And that's about
Mm.
to
I
that's at
think
number 69 right now.
I think according to the list,
Oh
it's
no,
my third
third.
hardest because
Wow.
Sonic Wave Infinity.
Mhm.
Although I don't wait. Yeah, okay, yeah, my record is on there. There's just no video of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that would be Sonic Wave Infinity technically is my hardest.
Yeah. I forgot about that for a
Interestingly.
second.
Hmm.
But um yeah, so the Golden number 69. I think Tartarus is number 59 as well, and then Sonic Wave Infinity is number 55, I think.
Okay, so Sonic Wave Infinity and Tartarus aren't that different, but
Yeah.
I guess most people think Sonic Wave Infinity is a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Personally, when I beat Sonic Wave Infinity, I didn't really feel like it was that difficult. I'm not sure if it was due to me using 360 FPS as opposed to 240, or if it was just like a general skill boost that I had. But when I beat Sonic Wave Infinity in 2022, I hadn't really played the game that much for like 1.5 years, but I still managed to beat it a lot faster than like the other levels around that area. Like I think
Yeah.
Sonic Wave Infinity took me like 10K attempts, but Charters took me around 40K. So
Dang.
yeah, it's probably just like a skill boost that I got.
Maybe. And I do know and it's interesting to me because considering Wave is like the game mode that everyone's good at, like
Yeah.
there's so many gimmicks in Tartarus, I feel like would make it harder. At least I can understand it for at the time, like in 2020, because I know we didn't have accessibility to all these like these wooting keyboards and these SEO devices. Like we just had FPS bypass, and that was really it.
Mm. Yeah, I think the main difference between Sonic Wave Infinity and Tartarus in terms of gameplay is that Sonic Wave Infinity is a lot more consistent and less choke point based, whereas Tartarus has like a bunch of ridiculous timings and weird
Yeah.
straight fly sections with horrible transitions that you have to
Yeah.
deal with. So yeah, Sonic Wave Infinity, I feel like my consistency progressed pretty solidly, but with Tartarus, I sort of hit a wall at a lot of the choke points and just had to force myself through them.
Yeah. And I saw this question quite a bit. I feel like it's a pretty important one.
All right.
Um if you stayed playing the game since you were on the number 1 spot, do you think you could even just be in the top 10 nowadays?
Hmm. It depends on if you mean top 10 on the stats
Yeah,
viewer or top 10s in terms of skill.
stats viewer.
Because I think if I played consistently for like 2, 3 hours a day, every day for the past couple of years, I think I could probably still be in the top 10 on the stats viewer today. However, I don't think my raw skill could keep up with the up and coming talents of today's generation.
Hmm. Okay. I will
Mhm.
say, have you tried playing the game with all these new like CBF and stuff like that?
Yeah, I actually did a couple of streams on my Twitch channel a little while ago, and I played with CBF on it. Um, I wasn't really I couldn't really tell that much of a difference, probably because I hadn't played the game in forever, and the first time I played it recently was with CBF, so I actually don't remember what it feels like to play without it.
Ah,
But needless to say, it felt pretty good, I would say. Um, yeah, it's I really hope RobTop implements CBF into the game because honestly,
yes.
it's such like I see no reason not to. And there's so much controversy around it right now, and like demon list rules, and oh, is it cheating? And like doggy verifying grief with it's like, why doesn't RobTop just add it into the game? It makes the game more accessible to everyone. It makes it more fun to play. It makes it just feel better overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my take on CBF.
Yeah, and I fully agree, and I think like we could avoid it's oh, I think it was Technical who said this. Once grief gets verified and we don't have CBF implemented, we are going back down a rabbit hole of drama in this community.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. The grief verification is definitely like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
If we assume that doggy will continue using CBF for it,
Mhm.
because I think what is it like moderate like the GD moderators won't send levels that are verified with CBF, so it has no chance of getting rated or something like that.
Something
But at
like
the
that,
same
yeah.
time, like a lot of the community, like since doggy and grief is such a popular level and such a it's a story that a lot of people are invested in, including myself. Like I'm deeply invested in Doggy's journey to verify grief. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually like emotionally attached to it. And I want more than anything for him to verify it and for it to place at number one. But it needs to be rated in order for that to happen. So yeah, I can see a lot of controversy and drama coming out of this verification.
Yeah. 1,000,000%. It's gonna be a really, really dark day.
Mm-hmm.
But and speaking of verification, uh saw this a lot as well. And I feel like uh either this is going to be a really simple answer or a really in-depth answer, but how did you become the verifier of the golden?
How did I become the verifier?
Yeah.
How did I become the verifier? I actually don't remember exactly how I became the verifier. I knew the level caught my attention because the decoration was really good. Like I'm just gonna say that like the Golden's decoration is beautiful. I don't care if anyone says like, oh, it's too dark or messy or whatever. Like shut up. It's good, okay? Like I'm not gonna argue with you on that. It's a good level, good decoration. And I was like, that looks fun to play. I wonder if I could verify it. And I probably asked Bo if I could or something like that. I'm not sure. And Bo's like, sure.
Hmm. All right.
At least that's how I remember it to happen. I don't remember exactly, but it was probably something along those lines.
Ah. And was the golden reaction forced?
Was it forced? Are you asking if the excitement that I expressed in my voice was forced? Was it scripted?
Yes.
No, it wasn't forced. It wasn't scripted. I'm not really sure exactly why the reaction came out that way. Because, like, oh my, yeah, it's just super silly. Like, this level is like top three difficulty. I've spent more attempts on it than any other level that I've played. And my reaction is just deadpan, I verified the golden, let's go, finally. Like, no emotion behind it at all. Obviously, on the inside, I was very excited that I had finally verified the golden let's go. But for some reason, it just didn't come out that way. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Ah.
I think if I were to verify something of that caliber nowadays, I'd have a lot more of an emotional reaction just because I'm a more expressive person in general. But back then, I was definitely very deadpan and monotone in the way that I spoke, even in reactions.
Hmm. Yeah, I can't really recall any verification of yours where you were like doing a crazy reaction. Albeit I
Mm.
only I only
Yeah,
remember
actually,
watching you.
I don't have that many verifications. I have Rage, Eternal Moment, Kappa. the golden and cognition. Okay. Oh, cognition. I had a reaction to that.
I
I
actually
remember that. I
might have
was.
seen that.
You should definitely check it out. I mean,
I
it's not
will.
like a crazy reaction or anything, but you can definitely tell like oh my god, like nSwish did it. It's over finally. Like he sounds relieved, right?
Yeah.
And then I think for Eternal Moment in Kappa, I didn't have any reaction. And then I remember the rage verification. I was like, I just fluked that from 46. I just fluked that from
I think I
46.
remember that.
What?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a funny one. And
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
oh no, you can keep going.
No, I was gonna like comment on the rage verification because I saw a question from someone asking like, oh, why did I private it? It's because for those of you who know, and if you've seen it, and you could probably find it if you want to, but I had face cam in that video, and a little while after I uploaded like videos with face cam and whatnot, I realized that I wasn't really comfortable with people knowing what I looked like.
Yeah.
At the time I didn't really care. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like be a real person with a real face and do real things. But then a couple months later I started to get like self-conscious about the way I looked, and I'm like, I don't really want people to know what I look like. I don't want people to recognize me in public. Oh, like I bet if people like know about this in school they're gonna make fun of me, all of that shit, you know. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I just don't want to be involved with that. But yeah, I don't really care as much anymore. Like if you want to look it up and see what I used to look like when I was like 15, go ahead. But
Mm.
yeah. Oh, also my profile picture's my face too. But
Yeah, I was gonna ask like if you don't mind that being in the video.
I mean, it's chill. I mean, you can only see my eyes really. It's not like you can see my whole face, but
Ah.
it's whatever. Yeah.
Alrighty. And how do you feel about your golden reaction becoming like this big meme?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, like every now and then I'll watch that video over. Sometimes I'll even show my friends who don't know anything about my GD career. Like I'll mention like, oh, I used to be like a famous pro player in this game Geometry Dash, and they'll be like, "Oh, I know that game. That's fun." And then I'll show them like the golden video as the first one I show them. And then the reaction will come on and they'll look at me and be like, "Wait, seriously, that's it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." They're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, nothing's wrong with me.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
didn't know how to react. But yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. It's definitely something to laugh at for sure.
Yeah, it's very it's so weird. If you can think about it very in depth, Popoff verifying Amethyst is very reminiscent of you verifying the golden.
Oh
Like
right, yeah. He didn't even have a reaction at all. It was just like
yeah.
two top ones in one day. Oh my god.
Like
I
it
will
is
say though, like the nonchalant reactions, I do it better.
you do it
No
the
offense to
best.
Pop Off or anything, but like, yeah, I win in that department for sure.
You do it the best cuz it feels natural. Was what I've noticed. Like he feels like he forces them. He definitely I don't know if you saw his limbo reaction.
Wait, what is his limbo
He
reaction?
was screaming so loud.
Wait, like genuinely, or is he
Yeah,
just being silly?
I don't know. I don't know. I think he's banned for like his opinions are banned from the demon list, but
Oh, what the fuck?
he constantly always like says that Limbo is like a top 5 all the time. I have no idea if he's being serious. Maybe I'll get him on here and ask him if he's being genuine about that. But his reaction is so loud.
Oh my god.
And
I'll have to check that out sometime. I love watching funny reactions.
yeah, he pulls out like this sheet that is like if the keys spin this way, it's that key, and he like constantly looking back at the footage for like 10 minutes or something like that.
Wait, what?
The
Are you
keys
saying that?
the keys at the end of Limbo, there's like some algorithm for it, and someone made
Uh-huh.
some sort of Google sheet for it to like show you like if they spin this way or something like that, then it's this key. And Popoff was looking at it for like
Oh.
10 minutes while he had the level paused.
Oh, okay. So instead of like actually following which key moved where, he just memorized the patterns of it.
Yeah, he tried looking at, yeah, pretty much, I think. I don't know. I'll have to look at the sheet. I don't understand it at all.
Wait, that's low-key cheating, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, then let me tell you about Paco and Silent Clubstep.
Oh, okay. Wait, did Paco end up hacking Silent Clubstep? Because I
Uh,
watched the SpaceUK episode and I heard Space being like, "It's not out of the realm of possibility that Paco's a cheater," and I'm like, that's an interesting point.
um, apparently, I'm gonna go ahead and say no, but everyone keeps saying yes because Paco was like pausing at the end to remember the maze.
Oh yeah.
And I view it as this. I don't view it as cheating, but I myself could not be like I would not be satisfied if I was pausing in a level to beat it. Like I remember, oh, what's his name? Someone did like a pause trick to get past the unnerved Sakubin Circles wave back in like
Mm,
2018 or 2019 or something like that, and
yeah.
was doing it to like, or no, it was like right after. Actually, I don't remember when it was, but there are people saying that, like I've seen people say, oh, this just proves that pausing is cheating because you can just do this, and it's
Mm.
like I'm not against it, but
Yeah, I feel like the difference between pausing to pass the unnerved Sakupin Circle's wave spam and pausing to get through the maze in Silent Clubstep is not really comparable.
yeah, I
Because when you're
agree.
pausing in Sakupin Circles, you're basically just using an exploit to make it easier to pass. Whereas
Yeah,
I don't think pausing in the maze will make it any easier. So I'm not really sure why Paco did that. Like I'm sure she could have verified it without doing that, but who knows? Who cares anyway? Like
honestly, yeah, like Silent Clubstep. At the end of the day, it didn't get to be on top one, so who cares?
mhm.
But I'm a firm believer that the unnerfed version like should have been verified. Like we should not have just taken it.
Oh wait, speaking of the unnerfed Silent Club step, I have a prediction about one that's gonna get verified.
Ooh.
I feel like unnerfed Silent Club step will get verified in 2026, and I have a feeling it's not gonna be top one when it gets verified. I'm not even sure if it's still top one difficulty to this day, honestly.
Apparently, um, the Silent Clubstep that's verified was always top two, or it was always top one until I want to say Tidal Wave got verified and made like rated and all that. So I'm
Mm,
going to agree with you that it's probably not top one, and I think at most it would be above Tidal Wave.
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Silent Club step should have been top one, but it never really got that chance, which is sad.
Yeah, I
And now,
agree.
like, if Unnerved Silent Club Step gets verified, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if a top player invested time to beat that, they could do it pretty quickly. It's just no one's going for it right now.
Yeah,
It's probably
it's
just really boring to play, honestly, and it has like a lot of weird choke points and shit.
yeah. I've always noticed this. There's this weird dilemma in the top playing community where the people who are not good have the craziest amounts of determination and like pure like endurance to complete a level, but the people who can just beat a level in like 50,000 attempts, that's like top one, just don't have determination at all.
Wait, that's actually so true. Like, if you think about the last couple of top ones that got verified, I don't think any of them took over 100,000 attempts. Yet we have people who are skilled, but not as skilled, taking hundreds of thousands of attempts to be top tens. Like,
Yeah,
imagine if a top player invested that much time into a level. How hard would that be?
yeah,
It's just an interesting thought experiment.
like it's the only one I can think of is Doggy with Grief. It's like he's the only top player I've seen that has that skill level that's up with like Zoink, Trick, and Pop Off, that is also this determined. And I see a lot of people saying it's the money, the money's
Okay,
giving him.
honestly, to people who say that, like, you're actually stupid. Like,
Yeah,
when you watch the grief streams, can't you see how fucking depressed this man is? Like, there's no way he wants to drag it on forever for the money. I'm
Yeah.
sure more than anything he wants it just to be over. Like how can you not see that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I like to joke about it a lot, like, oh, he's just doing it for money, but at the same time, it's like what you said, he is so just he is beat. He's getting beat by this level so badly, and I wouldn't be shocked if he took another 100,000 attempts because it's like what everyone's saying, and he's saying it himself. At this point, it's just getting lucky.
Yeah. Um, I have something that might be considered controversial on the topic of grief, if you'd like to hear that.
Ooh, you can if you
So,
want.
yeah, I like to tune into a lot of doggy streams and like see what kind of progress you can make on it because I'm really invested in that project right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't help but feel like the approach that Doggy is using to verify grief just isn't working. Like he hasn't gotten a new best from zero in almost a year at this point, and his
Yeah.
consistency seems to be like not very consistent at all. I just noticed that the way like his routine, the way he practices it in each stream is like the same. Like he'll do runs starting from the end and gradually moving to the beginning, but he doesn't actually like complete that many big runs. Most of his attempts are from zero. And honestly, I don't think he's consistent enough at like the later parts in Grief to have a reasonable chance at verifying it by just playing it from zero. If I were him, and I'm not trying to give him advice or anything, I would honestly consider taking like several month long break from Grief just to like completely refresh. And in case he's not willing to do that, I would say like here's something that I found helpful in any sort of practice session I do, whether it's in like a geometry dash level or if I'm doing homework or practicing piano or whatever. It's every couple of minutes I like to take a micro break of maybe like 10 to 15 seconds where I just like close my eyes and think about nothing. And then an extended break after about an hour where I just like walk somewhere else and meditate for a couple minutes just to like reset my brain. I find that that makes practicing a lot more productive for me.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Honestly, I can kind of vouch for that because I do a lot of Zodiac streaming, and one of the things that kind of helps me get my brain out of like falling into a trance into the level is looking down at my chat, like the people talking in that chat, and I get like this 20-30 second time frame where my brain just kind of forgets what Geometry Dash looks like. I look back up, I play the level, and it just kind of feels like I'm back into a groove for like a good 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, it sort of just like gives your brain a little break from the game.
Yeah.
Even just for a little bit, it's definitely really helpful. By the way, how's Zodiac going for you? That's a
Oh.
real challenge for sure.
Oh, I um well, I guess now it's good. Yesterday I got my first 61 to 100, and that's now the most percentage I've covered in a run.
Damn, that's actually a pretty solid run. It's got a lot of hard parts in it.
Thank you. I 74,000 attempts
Okay.
as far as I'm aware. Um and I
That's pretty
like,
reasonable.
I don't know how people can dislike this level. I love Zodiac. It is so
Oh, you
fun.
enjoy it.
I
Okay.
I love Zodiac. I enjoy the level so much. Playing each part in a like getting each part in a run is so satisfying. Just every single like I don't know, it's like the hardest parts are so satisfying to play, and then the easy parts you can easily just like click to the song. So it's like there's no, I guess the only exception is the first robot where it's like it kind of feels super janky, and
Oh,
for
that
me
that
that's
first
really good.
robot is ass. You mean like the one at like 10?
Yeah, I think it's like 8 to 11%, something like that.
Oh
8
yeah,
to
that
10.
that gameplay is just ass. It's not the hardest part, but it's just like it feels stupid to play.
Yeah, it's
Like
really janky.
yeah, like I feel like even if I tried, I couldn't make gameplay that bad. No shade to the creator or anything, but like what kind of drugs were they on when they made that?
And I'm weird. I enjoy it for
Oh,
some
you
reason.
enjoy it?
Like
Okay. Interesting.
I like weird gameplay, and robot's also my favorite game mode. So it just like
What the fuck?
I'm so weird. Like I'm wave
Ben, you're
carried.
crazy.
I
You're
s-
saying, wait, you're wave carried, but your
I'm
favorite game mode is robot,
yeah.
and you enjoy Zodiac.
Yes.
Are you going for it as a hardest?
Yes.
What the fuck?
From
Dude,
Cataclysm.
from Cataclysm, bro, what the hell?
But back in 2019, I was jumping from sidestep. But I was lying and saying I was jumping from poltergeist because I didn't want to feel embarrassed.
Wait. So you're jumping from Cataclysm to Zodiac.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know, man. Are you sure that's a good idea?
I mean, I have fun. I can stream it. I can socialize with people while doing it. Um, and I always give myself a little bit of leniency when I realize Herx. I don't know if you know who Herx is.
I'm not aware of who Herx is.
For the last year and a half, I think, he has been jumping to Tidal Wave from Theory of Everything 2.
No comment.
So
It's not possible. It's just not possible.
I mean, he has 42%, I think 65 to 100, like 2 million attempts. Like, it's
2
crazy.
million
It's
attempts?
something like that. It's insane. Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, I can't even imagine spending that long on a level. Like, how do you just not go completely insane?
Oh,
I feel like that's more torturous than solitary confinement for an entire year.
I
Like, complete sensory deprivation and all. Like, I would rather experience that than play 2 million attempts of a level.
I will say I did get problems with Zodiac when I first started. Like I would go to sleep and hear the song in my dreams without even like being able to control it.
You would hear the
I
song
would
in
hear
your
the song in my dreams without being like the and it's not even like it's so weird. It kind of helped me with like being able to hear like vocal tone, cuz I was able to remember each note at a certain point in time, like on a piano or whatever.
Wait, what do you mean? Like, you have perfect pitch?
Yeah, like it kind of helped me with perfect pitch, kind of, in a sense.
Oh, wait, from hearing the Zodiac song?
Yeah, just in my brain without like because there were times where I would be in my room, no fan, nothing, no white noise, and all I would hear was the Zodiac jingle for like three
The Zodiac.
minutes, and I would perfectly be able to kind of replay it in my brain without any like without going off tune. And the last time I did a vocal test, I got like a 31 out of 32 or something like that. It was like this online test, and I got the one, oh, what is it? I got all the 164th pitch notes correct, but I messed up on a 116th for like somehow. I don't
Wait, what's a vocal test anyway?
or it's a perfect pitch test that I took.
Oh, okay,
I
gotcha.
don't know why did I say vocal? I don't know. I didn't mean to do that or mean to say that if I did. But yeah, it kind of helped me with perfect pitch just cuz I was kept hearing it every day, but then I stopped playing GD for 3 years. 2.2 came out and I came back. We have all these things like CBF and these FPS bypasses, and I was just like, wait, I can actually play this game again.
Yeah, for sure.
But um ooh, I don't I didn't I guess I didn't do enough research on this because I kind of heard it last minute. Um you have a history with the level Unnerfed Innards, right?
That's right. I do have a history with it.
Um I heard you got 88%. Is that correct?
I got 82.
82. That's what it
Yeah, which
was.
is the last choke point in the whole level. Like, everything after 82 is free, but 82, like, there's this yeah, it's like a timing after a dash orb release. Like, that timing is very hard, and I died to
Hmm.
it.
Ah, and Why did you drop it?
Okay, do you want the short answer or the long answer?
How much time do you have?
I got unlimited time.
Me too.
Okay, I'll give you both answers. So the short answer is I got bored. The long answer was I would play normal mode sessions for maybe a couple hours at a time. And at
Yeah.
some point, I realized, or like I became aware of the fact that I wasn't enjoying myself at all. Like it was just completely depressing to play. I barely got far at all. Like, why am I torturing myself over a game just to try to get this achievement when I've already made so many achievements in this game? Like, what's one more gonna do?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think when I started to like actually try to verify Unnerfed innards, it was a big project for me that meant a lot because I'd been aware of that level since like 2018 when C made a video about like the future difficulty limit of the game, and I think he said that Unnerfed innards was like the pinnacle of difficulty.
Hmm.
And since then, I would grab leaked copies and practice it a little bit, but I never thought I would actually be able to verify the unnerved version until I actually started to go for it and get good runs, get consistent on it, and whatnot. But yeah, although I didn't end up verifying it, I'm still proud of the progress that I made on it. Like getting 82 is definitely my hardest achievement in the game. Harder than
Oh
Tartarus,
dang.
harder than Sonic Wave Infinity. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really disappointed in myself for dropping it because at the end of the day, Geometry Dash is a game. Games are meant to be fun. And if you're not having fun, then what's the point of playing?
Yeah. Honestly, I think. Oh, what was it? It was, I think it was last year. The unnerfed innards got verified. I don't fully
Yeah, I don't
remember.
remember. I think wasn't it Eandis who verified it?
Crap. I don't remember.
I think they verified it not too long after I dropped it because they were also making progress on it while I was.
Hmm. Yeah. I think I don't know where it is on the. It's like on this unrated demon list page, but yeah, I'm pretty sure 82% would be the harder than the three levels you said that are your actual hardest. Like just like
Yeah.
objectively.
Mhm.
That's good progress too. Like when did you
It's
get that?
basically 100%. I got it, I think, in like July of 2022, so
Dang,
over 3 years ago.
like that like you're ahead of the time.
Yeah. If I had verified it then, I think it would have been. Well, I think it's harder than Firework. And I don't know where Firework was on the list then, but I think it would have been probably like top 3 or 4.
I think Firework was number 3. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, the top 5 in July consisted of like after Silent Clubstep was rated and put, it was Slaughterhouse, um Abyss of Darkness, Firework, Silent Clubstep, and either Tartarus or Arcturus, I think. One of those two.
Oh, okay. Then Unnerved Dinners probably would have been fourth.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Dang. That's insane. I know that level's what, from 2017, 2018,
Yeah,
something
I
like
think it
that.
was built in 2017, like early
Man,
2.1.
it's so crazy to think about. These levels from early on were the difficulties were so ahead of like everything. Like, could you imagine if Silent Club Step or Silent Club alone stayed rated when it first got published, and it would be there for like 4 years? Because I remember people were saying it was just harder than Bloodlust. No, yeah, people were saying it was just harder than Bloodlust, and Zodiac was harder than Silent Club. So if Silent Club stayed rated the whole time, it would have been top one for 4 years.
Yeah, probably even a little bit longer than that. Because I think Silent Club was 2014
Yeah.
and Zodiac got rated and placed in
Oh,
2019.
you're
So it would have been
right.
about five
You're
years. I ain't gonna
right.
lie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, people were crazy in 2014.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. So, obviously, I have a community post asking for questions, and I also asked my Discord.
Oh, you asked your Discord too?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what they have.
And there was this one question I saw everywhere. Well, not really a specific question, but just like related to this. So I typed this down for my own personal question because I do my questions and fan questions.
Okay.
Why do I keep hearing about you and hot sauce?
Okay. So about a year ago, I think Zeronium uploaded a video that was like one fact about each player in the top 100. And at the time I was in the top 100.
Mm.
So yeah, they gathered facts from every top player, and of course, I was not in contact with like Zeronium at the time. So I think Seb asked me like, "Oh, Zeronium's making this video. Do you have a fun fact?" And my fun fact was that sometimes I like to drink raw hot sauce as a snack. That was
Oh.
my fun fact. So
Honestly,
I is the question like why?
I just my question was just like why do I keep hearing about it? Cuz like I didn't know that like and the funny thing is I've seen that video from Zeronium. I must have just forgot cuz that video like you said is at
Yeah.
least like a year old now or something like that.
Yeah, and also like that's not that fun of a fact. Like that's just a fact. It's not a fun fact. It's just a fact.
Uh, if
Yeah.
if if you were to be asked that nowadays, what is a fun fact you would give today?
A fun fact that I would give about myself today. Hmm.
You don't have to if you don't want to. That wasn't a
No,
question meant to
I
follow.
just got to think about the funnest fact
Mm.
because there are quite a few. I guess I'll give. Is it all right if I give two for this?
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right. So one fun fact about me is that I've met former President Barack Obama.
What?
Yeah, and I have a picture of him in my family with him next to us.
What?
And to add on to this fun fact, when I met him, I was holding a Rubik's Cube in my hand because I'm a speed cuber and I solve Rubik's Cubes and everything.
Yeah.
And he pointed at me and he was like, "Oh, he's working that thing, eh?" So he took notice of the cube in my hand and made a comment about it. And then I shook his hand and we got a picture with him and everything. It was pretty cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the craziest fact that I have about myself is meeting President Obama.
A legend standing next to a legend.
I know, right? I will say like I'm a little bit more legendary than President Obama, but
I would agree.
yeah. I mean, in terms of the impact that I've had on people's lives, I definitely take the cake, you know.
That is true. Guys,
Yep.
nSwish influenced all of us.
uh
Oh,
all right. And
that was
then
funny.
yeah. And then another fun fact, which is more prevalent to me nowadays, is I my favorite hobby right now is piano. I
Hmm.
really started, well, I've been playing piano for a long time, about 17 years, but I only really started to get into it about a year ago. And since then, that's been my replacement for Geometry Dash. And I find in a lot of ways that learning a piece and like breaking it down into parts, practicing them, and then stringing the whole thing together is very similar to the way that a top player would approach a Geometry Dash level, like starting with like small parts and then like getting bigger and bigger runs.
Mm.
And on top of that, I feel like I guess the sensory satisfaction I get out of like playing piano with like the tactile feel of hitting the notes is a lot like, I don't know, clicking a mouse or the up arrow when you play GD. So it's very similar in a lot of ways, and I'm quite good at it as well. Not as good as I was at GD, but still, I'm pretty fucking good at piano, I would say. So that's another fun fact about
Hell
me.
yeah. I
Yeah.
I really want that. That's one thing I wanted to do. Uh, I've been open about this a couple times on streams. With a good chunk of the Secret Way money, I want to take piano lessons because I've really been into music and like creating music. Like the most I've done is mashups and also like creating alternative versions of songs that I really like.
Oh, okay. Do you do that like on a DAW or something?
Uh, I do it. I have zero equipment right now with uh anything related to music. Actually, I do have a guitar, but I use FL Studio for now because you.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I will say the only reason why I used FL Studio was because it felt the most similar to editing softwares out of all the ones I could find, and it kind of just like I had kind of a natural learning. Like I was able to learn a little quicker.
Oh, interesting.
So
Yeah, I've dabbled with FL Studio a bit, and I would agree on that. Like, it's very easy to pick up, and the interfaces, it's very satisfying. Like the graphics are just really nice.
yeah.
But yeah, you make mashups and remixes and stuff like that.
Um, I have not made a remix yet, but I've done mashups of like I know a lot of people do mashups of like GD and like GD songs for their levels. I've done where I like find songs that I like that have their separated tracks and I try to like kind of manipulate their BPM and try to put like the beat of a rap song with the melody of like a pop song and then like backing guitar chords from like a metal song and then taking some random vocals, like trying to piece all this together. Like I've kind of gotten a tiny bit good at producing and a little bit of an understanding of like what it's like to be a producer, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any instruments. At most I'm good at singing, and like the best I can compare my singing to. I don't know if you know who Chester Bennington is.
I do not know
Yeah,
who that is.
he's old singer Linkin Park. You might know that name, but
I think I've heard of it.
yeah, they're old 2000s new metal band, but uh yeah, he the way he sings is the best way I could describe the way I can sing. Like I can't do the screamo, but I can do the growl and like his more heavenly kind of vocals, like I can kind of do that. But
Okay.
outside of that, I can't really do much, but I did sell my I had an e-bike. I sold that to my cousin for his guitar and a good pair of headphones, so I'm going to
Oh, so
be.
yeah, you did a little trade offer.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna
Okay, nice.
be. My mom leaves every day, Monday or no, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So when she leaves, I'm gonna start playing guitar and try to learn because I've learned
Ah,
one
okay.
riff.
So you got the area to yourself, so you can feel free to just jam out and make as much
Yeah,
noise as you want. That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So that's gonna be something that I want to try to get better at.
Yeah. Would you ever want to like write your own songs and produce your own music and stuff like that?
Oh hell yeah! I have been told by a couple family members that I'm fairly decent with like metaphors. That makes sense. So like in like obviously in a song like
Like in a lyrical
yeah like in
way?
yeah in a
Okay.
lyrical sense because like that's one thing I've noticed is like lyrics like 75 to 80% of lyrics is like metaphors that are like refined to the song,
Mm, yeah.
and I'm a very like wordy kind of person, so I just know random words that kind of like click to some lyrics or some things that would like mention a like one of the biggest things like mental health. I know there's so many ways you can describe mental health with metaphors. Like the list is probably infinite, and
Yeah, for sure.
making kind of like I've writ down lyrics before that are just kind of starting from what's on my mind, and it's turned into stuff, but I haven't really shown anybody. I'd have to look for them. I don't even know where they are, but I guess I do have a little bit of a grasp on songwriting.
Yeah, songwriting is one of those things where I feel like that would be a really cool thing to be good at, just being able to express things creatively and like elegantly at the same time.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I have it in me to do that. Like I would say that for the most part I'm pretty well spoken and can articulate my ideas pretty well. But if you ask me to like put that in a song form and make it sound pretty, I'd probably struggle a lot to do that. So if you have a way with words and you can make it sound like creative and good, then good for you. That's impressive.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It, I guess most of it is natural because life experiences also kind of helps. 'Cause I'm not one to be shy of uh, being a very depressed person, and
Yeah. Relatable.
yeah, I'm not, and I don't hide it either. I like being open about it because it's like when people know there's this community where the person running it is sad but can also be open about it, then there's this community of people that are also fine with being open about it. Like I remember in my Discord someone was getting mad at me like, "Oh, get rid of this person cuz they're talking like like they're being vulgar about what they want to do to themselves." And I'm like, "Just talk to them. Like ask if they're okay instead of pinging me to like ban them." Like that seems so like it just seems sad. So
Yeah.
I talked to the person. I think they're fine now. I hope.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like especially a lot of online communities like Geometry Dash, like the niche ones, a lot of people probably struggle with a lot of mental health issues,
Yeah.
and they might turn to, I don't know, the game or the community to sort of ease that pain a little bit and find a sense of belonging. I think it's important for people, especially those with influence, like yourself, as you mentioned, to be, well, I mean, not that they're obligated to, but it's nice for people to be open about the struggles that they go through because a lot of people will relate to that. And when people relate to that, they'll be more open to share what they're going through and try to talk through that as well. So, yeah, good
Yeah.
on you for not like completely hiding it and being like, "Oh, everything's fine, whatever. Like I just make content, blah blah blah." Like, yeah, I think it's important to be like honest about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say um ever since I like quit top play in Geometry Dash and I didn't really have much to do with my life, I realized how big of a void that I was filling through playing this game and interacting with people online. Like once I stepped back from that, I realized like, oh, like I don't really enjoy that much in life.
Mhm.
I don't know why I'm friends with the friends that I'm friends with or what they mean to me. Like what I value in myself, what I value in my friends, what I value in life, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like didn't know who I was. But online, I was a legend. I don't know, someone that people could look up to and be inspiring. But in real life, like I wasn't anybody. So when I stepped back from the online community, I had suffered a lot from depression for a couple of years, and I'm just now starting to work through it for real.
That's good.
Yeah.
And same. I talked to I don't know if you saw the other I think it was yesterday we uploaded um our interview with King Samalot, and I talked about how in it was the same day my dad passed away a year prior,
Mm.
and getting through the first year is the toughest thing ever. But since October 3rd, so it was October 2nd when it happened, but since October 3rd, I feel like a feather. Like
Yeah.
the first year is really bad, and then I don't know, it's just something about getting through that first year of grief. It's just dealing it just feels like you don't have to deal with it anymore, I guess. And
Yeah.
I do want to mention anybody watching this, and you too, nSwish, if you go through grief, just always think to yourself, the day that you lose someone, a year and a day after, it's going to feel like you're going to feel really good about yourself. You're going to feel like, oh my God, I got through it. This year in my life is bad, but I got through it. And it's for so far for me, it's stayed better. Um, Obviously, it's only been 3 days since, but I have gotten a lot of kind of how do I say this? Like I've harnessed a lot of my emotions into a little bit of like happiness. And that's something that's really hard for me to say, is that I've gotten happiness, cuz like that's something that's so out of like person, like if someone doesn't know me, one thing that's really out of character for me is to feel happy. But since the 3rd of this month, I've kind of felt that happiness. Like I've been fixing my relationships with my mom, my sisters, and my other family. Um, I've felt better on stream every time I've streamed something. I'm less nervous when I interview. Like, obviously, with this one, I was nervous because you're nSwish. But it generally, like, I've had this one friend that's always told me, like, at the end of the day, no one's going to think too hard about the things that you think super hard about yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And one of the things that people think about is when you are a bad person, but they don't think, like, they hyper focus on both the bad and good about you, but they don't do it to themselves. And it's free to be like a good person. It's free to be kind. And it can
Mm.
cost to be a bad person. It can cost to be rude. It can cost, like, there it's always better to be kind. People will think about both, but it's best to make people think about the more positive part about you, because you will hyper focus on the bad parts about you, but nobody else will. Because if you're just a kind person, people will just know you as that. And I think everybody should just be kind. So, like that in a perfect world, we should all just be kind and like think about how other people are kind, and think about how ourselves are kind, because it is really hard for me
Yeah, for
personally.
sure.
It's really hard to look at myself in the mirror and be like, you're a good person.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with everything you said there. I want to first, like, sorry for your loss. That's really hard to deal with, but
Thank you.
I'm glad you're able to manage that better and actually be happy. You know,
I
that takes a lot of work and that's impressive. So
I
good for you
appreciate
for
that.
that.
I appreciate that
And
a lot.
then on the point about just showing kindness and being kind, like, yeah, what's the point in doing otherwise? Like, sometimes you don't realize how impactful just a little bit of kindness to someone can mean, like what that can mean to someone. Because you never know what people are going through, like whether it's grief or depression or other addiction, other issues that they're going through. Like a lot of the times, you don't have any idea what someone's going through. So if you
Yeah.
show a little bit of kindness, that can go a long way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also make sure to show it to yourself because you are worthy and you deserve to love yourself no matter what you're going through, you know, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter how bad of a person you think you are, you know, you deserve to love yourself. So treat yourself well too.
And that applies to everybody. Everybody
Yes.
watching, that applies to you too. And that applies to yourself, nSwish.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best. I try my best.
Well, I like to think trying your hardest is better than not. And that's commemorable.
Definitely.
But um mm, I think I'll toss in a little bit of silliness after that little bit of a emotional
All right,
subject thing.
change the tone a little bit.
We'll
I'm down
change
for
the
that.
tone. This was my friend. His name is NetFedEx. He made this question, and I was like, this would be really funny, because so far when I was writing the questions up until this one, I couldn't think of anything silly. If your GD career was a vegetable, what would it taste like?
If my GD career was a vegetable, what would it taste like?
Yes.
Wow, that might be the deepest question I've heard in my entire life. I mean, the amount of room for interpretation in that is just, it's truly an art in its own right. What kind of vegetable would it be? Hmm. Let's see. I think it would be stir fry vegetables. Not just
Oh.
one vegetable, but like several vegetables that you would put in a stir fry. Like, I don't know, onions, carrots, peppers, just the mix. Maybe with the in a chicken dish, just to add a little more flavor to it. And I would say that because, you're cooking the vegetables. And in
Yeah.
my GD career, guess what I did? I cooked. I smoked those demons, you know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely cooked vegetables. And whatever that tastes like, I don't know, cooked, tasty,
Oh, that is funny.
well seasoned. I mean, if you think about it, I am a seasoned veteran of Geometry Dash.
That is true.
I cooked and I'm well seasoned.
That is
So yeah,
very
there's my
true.
answer. That's a great question though. So whoever asked that, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
their
that.
name is NetFedEx. They I
Let's give
want
it up for NetFedEx.
NetFedEx, dude.
Yes.
You know what? I want to answer it now too because I thought of something.
All
Um,
right, let's hear it.
Asparagus, because
Asparagus.
the reason why uh for like Secret Way we would be asparagus because asparagus is one of those vegetables. The older you get, the better they are. Everyone
Oh,
hated us when we first
interesting.
started. Everyone hated us when we first started. But now people have like grown. So I feel like asparagus would perfectly describe Secret Way.
Yeah. I feel like asparagus is a pretty sophisticated vegetable. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like you need advanced taste buds in order to enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint of heart. Like, if you're like a 5-year-old, probably not going to like asparagus very much. But once you get older, you realize once you get older and the asparagus gets older, it becomes good. So yeah, I,
Yep.
I like that. I like that answer for your channel.
Yeah. And that was a really funny answer. Stir fry because you cooked. I I figured you were gonna say like stir fry because the amount of vegetables makes it like a crazy mix and your journey was really crazy. It is a crazy journey that from what I've done my research on.
Yeah.
But
No, I would say like the entirety of my GD career and like YouTube channel existence is among the crazier. Cause like who the hell deletes their entire channel, right?
yeah.
Especially like after all the achievements that they've done, like who in their right mind would do that? You'd have to be insane.
Yeah, I it's like one of two people to beat top 75 and then the only way you got dethroned was being inactive and then coming back like sprinkling a little bit of activity and then just completely booking it like
Yep, I'm like, I'm out, bitches, later. No word at all. There were like 3 or 4 people that I kept in contact with during my inactivity.
mm.
But everyone else was just like, bye bye. Never gonna see you again.
That's insane. um hmm Where does the name nSwish come from?
The name nSwish.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a little bit of nSwish lore for you. So, I used to be a basketball player. Out of all the sports that I've played in my lifetime, which is a lot of sports, basketball is the one that I stuck with for the longest time. I think I started playing when I was like 5 and stopped in freshman year of high school or something like that. And my greatest skill in the game of basketball was shooting. I
Mm.
was horrible at dribbling. I was a horrible team player. You'd never want to give the ball to me. But when I shot, I was actually pretty accurate. And it would make a swish sound every time it went in the net. Swish. And then the N, well, N is my first initial. So naturally N and then swish. And then there's actually another layer to it that I don't think people know about.
Ooh.
But back in the day, like before I was nSwish with a capital S, I was nSwish with a capital N, S, and W, and N, S, and W are my full initials for my first, middle, and last name. So it's got a couple meanings to it. It's the swish and the initials combined.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've
Pretty creative name, huh?
that is really I've never known that. I don't even think I was able to find anything related to that.
Yeah, I think it's probably the first time I've mentioned that. I probably wouldn't have mentioned that a while ago because I don't want to get doxxed, but like, what are
Oh,
the chances that someone finds out who I am from those initials, right?
NSW.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was asking so I was asking some friends before we called like cuz I had like a couple questions I needed left to fill like the 30 question cuz there is 30 questions. And one of them well, like one of our joke answers for that question I just asked was, "Oh, he's an Nepesta fanboy."
Oh my god, yeah. I definitely named myself nSwish after Nepesta because obviously Nepesta came years before I did,
Yeah.
right? Which isn't the case at all. Yeah, I've been nSwish since before I knew anything about Nepesta. I've been nSwish since like 2015, I think. So 10 years at this point.
Hmm.
Even longer, probably.
Dang.
Yeah.
That that is pretty wild. Freaking I I can't like was the NSW thing like deliberate before like the whole swish thing with basketball, or is that just a coincidence?
I think it's just a coincidence. I don't remember putting that much thought into it, but when I saw that the N and Swish together created my initials, I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Stars aligning. Ah,
Yeah.
I love it when that happens. But hmm. I know earlier you kind of talked about a way that you play the game to kind of like sit back and like think to yourself or like think about nothing for like a couple seconds and try to get like how it helps or how it would help. But is there any like more advice you would give people or have for people trying to become top players?
Um so this is an unfiltered conversation, which means I can say the most out of pocket shit I want to, right?
Absolutely anything you want. Don't know if we'll censor it. I don't think we've censored anything yet in any of our videos, so
All right, well, you might want to censor this one. I would not aspire to be a top player. Unless you're already like incredibly good and near the top, I would not make it a goal to be a top player. Like the amount of skill and talent and dedication necessary to be at the top, I just don't think many people can achieve that, honestly. I'm going to be like
hmm.
completely honest. Like most people aren't talented enough to get to Zoink's level, no matter how much effort they put in.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't want to demean like any amount of time that people have spent on the game, including myself. But you might regret the amount of time you spent trying to achieve greatness in this game later on. I know I definitely did, even though I was the best at one point, but I think I could have spent my high school years doing a lot more productive things than sitting at my computer for 3 hours a day clicking.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I would say just don't go for it. But in case you do want to get good at Geometry Dash, my best advice would be, I don't know. I mean, get Mega Hack for sure. There are a lot of tools that you can use on it that aid in practicing, such as Speed Hack, learning levels at a slower
Oh
speed
yeah.
just to understand the click patterns better. Maybe No Clip, show hitboxes on death, especially for more memory focused levels. There are just a lot of tools that you can implement that makes your practice more efficient. Yeah, so there are a lot of tools available to use, and I would use them if you want to get the most out of your practice sessions.
Hmm.
Oh, and don't grind from zero all the time. One strategy that I used when I was beating extreme demons every other day was to practice each part until I could consistently. How do I explain this? So I would get consistent enough at each part to where the probability of me stringing all of them together or essentially just beating the level would be about, I don't know, 1 in 1,000. So that way I wouldn't really have to spend much more than 1,000 attempts from zero in order to beat it. If there are 10 parts in a level and you can only pass each part a quarter of the time, you're not going to beat that from zero no matter how many attempts you take. Just practice it until you can get each of those parts done about 50% of the time. And then, yeah, basically just like make sure you're consistent enough before grinding from zero because you'll
Hmm.
waste a lot of time if you're not consistent enough.
Whoops. Yeah. No, I do that uh with Zodiac. I was streaming yesterday, and I was after I got 6100. I'm like, should I start doing Shock City into TMN and get the level in 4 runs, or should I do 56 to 100 to try to get a little more consistency? And I kind of kept debating it with myself in my head, and I'm like, no, I should definitely do 56 to 100 before I start like growing that run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one other suggestion that I have would be sometimes when you're grinding a part to gain consistency, you'll play it like over and over and over and over and over again and not get anywhere. Just play a different part for a little bit and then come back to the one you were struggling with.
Yeah.
If you spend too much time practicing a part over and over and over again, it's not going to be as fast as if you, I don't know, take a break for a little bit and play a different part and then come back to it. Because your brain can get stuck in like dying at the same places over and over again if you
Yeah.
just keep grinding from that place. So yeah, just be like mindful of what the hell you're doing. Otherwise, you'll waste a lot of time.
Hmm. Well, that is definitely all things I take into account a lot of the time, and it's kind of similar to the way I've kind of seen Doggy play Grief. Whenever he dies somewhere, that instantly, like if he dies from zero, right away he's gonna like go to the start position he has, which is pretty smart.
Yeah, and then he makes sure that he can do that part before returning to zero, which
Yeah.
I would definitely agree with. Unless it's at like the very beginning of the level, then it doesn't really matter that much. But
Oh,
if it's
true.
like a really easy spot that you're dying to halfway through the level, just make sure that you got it down and secure, especially if it's an easy part. Because there's no reason you should be dying to easy parts if you can do it 100% of the time.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it's just Geometry Dash is just optimizing your chances of beating a part or beating a level.
Yeah. And speaking of uh beating a level, and by beating I mean deleting.
Delete. Oh.
If you could delete any extreme demon ever,
Oh,
which one
okay.
and why?
Which extreme demon would I delete and why? That's a great
Yeah,
question.
I might know it.
All right, I guess okay, before I answer it, what do you think it would be?
Killbot.
Cuz you say you think Killbot? You think I hate Killbot?
I have heard from a lot of people that you openly disliked Killbot.
Hmm. I think I was definitely a Killbot hater before I played the level. After I learned it and beat it, I was like, you know what? That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Hmm.
Yeah, back when I was a top player, I was definitely a more like I preferred levels that were straightforward because they didn't take a long time to learn. And I
Yeah.
tended to avoid memory levels because I didn't want to spend so much time memorizing a level. Like that doesn't take skill, it just takes memory, right? So I naturally dislike levels like that.
Hmm.
But when I learned Killbot, it was actually not that hard to learn, in my opinion. So yeah, Killbot, I hate to say it, but I would keep that one.
Hmm.
But one that I would delete, hmm,
And it can even be one you haven't beaten.
maybe Thinking Space 2. Because Thinking Space 2 has like a ridiculous wave spam section in the beginning that has like a CPS counter. And that's just like artificial difficulty. Like some people aren't blessed with the spam gene, myself included. And it's just unfair, you know? Like no matter how much time I put into practicing Thinking Space 2, I don't think I would ever be able to beat it.
Yeah, it's alternating that gets you through that part. And for me, I can alternate, but it is so hard to keep it consistent.
I know. I hate how this has become like it's starting to become more common in levels.
Yeah.
Just needing this skill to do it.
That's what I like about Grief. Grief you can't alternate because it's two player.
Wait, that's actually true. But Grief is also bad because it has a lot of like ridiculous like triple click wave spam sections where you have to click really
Oh
fast.
yeah.
So maybe I'd delete Grief too. Actually no, cuz I'm really invested in Doggy's journey, so I wouldn't delete it. But Thinking Space 2 like that level can fuck off honestly.
Yeah, no. I I I feel like I personally could get to Thinking Space 2, like probably about like halfway through the level from 0 if I were to ever have that level of skill, and then probably drop it as soon as I'm like, "Wait, I can't get past this stupid wave."
Yeah, exactly.
It just seems impossible. And that's what I like about Thinking Space 2 is it does keep the charm of Thinking Space 1 about the second half being so much harder.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've seen a lot of people dogging on Thinking Space 2 for not living up to its prequel in terms of aura or whatever people call it nowadays. But honestly, I think, well, speaking in terms of the gameplay, just visually by looking at it, I think I think it's pretty solid and reminiscent of Thinking Space
Yeah.
with the balancing in the gameplay and just the ridiculously tight wave sections. I think it does a pretty good job at staying true to the original.
Yeah. I would 100% agree. I think people are just mad that the first 30% isn't a ship and only ship.
Yeah.
That's what makes the first Thinking Space so bad. It's like I don't know. I guess that's just me because I'm really bad at ship. Like it's stupid how much worse I am at like straight fly than I am with just like general wave gameplay, and I need to work on that. But the first Thinking Space, it like oh that those freaking like dual ship parts are so weird.
Yeah, the first thinking spaceship, like It has blocks that phase in and out with toggle triggers. They're not like alpha triggers that just make it invisible. Like you can actually phase through some of the blocks and die because they toggle on and off, and
What the
that's just like
heck?
really stupid. Yeah.
What the heck? I never knew about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's oh, and also one of the orbs does that too. So you have to time it well.
Oh,
It's not impossible to get consistent at, but it's just really weird.
um, yeah, it seems like a really bad level to learn. But
Yeah,
oh,
at thinking space, like levels that are balanced like that, those are levels you should only go for if you're actually interested in it. Otherwise, you're just not gonna have a good time.
mm, yeah. But I guess we'll kind of stem from a little like we'll kind of pan to something similar. Uh, what was your least and most favorite level in the top 75 when you had all the levels completed?
I don't remember. I don't even remember most of the levels, honestly. Shit.
I've
Well, my least favorite completion was probably Zodiac, just because out of all the levels, it took me the most effort to beat in
mm,
terms of time. And it was just really frustrating dying like 4 or 5 times at Nlex's part when I was really consistent at it from start positions
oh
and just feeling like it was hopeless. But at the same time, that was one of the most euphoric moments in my career was finally beating Zodiac. But honestly, I don't like the level very much. I'm not like you, Ben. I hate Zodiac.
no, a lot of people don't like Zodiac. I get it. I do.
And my favorite, dude, I don't remember. I don't think I liked many of the levels that I played, honestly.
I
Like if you looked at my enjoyment ratings for the levels that I beat in the top 75, I think most of them would be under a 2 out of 10. I just
mm,
didn't enjoy Geometry Dash that much.
yeah, I figured your answer was mostly gonna be you don't remember to that question. I don't remember where I got that
Yeah.
question, but I felt like I'd asked.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have an answer to my favorite because I don't remember. Or
Mm.
all of the levels are bad. I don't know.
And speaking of enjoyment rating, that goes in the description, right, of all your completions.
Yeah,
Um,
it should
s-
be there.
speaking of that, apparently, when I talked to Doggy, he got this idea from you
Oh,
where
really? Okay.
where he was beating an extreme demon of each alphabetical letter. And he got it from you because apparently in one of your descriptions you said I beat every level or I beat a level of each letter now.
Oh, interesting.
And I told him that I had a parasocial hatred towards him because I had the idea 3 weeks prior as well.
Oh my
But
God,
he
that's
he was good enough to do it. I wasn't.
oh, so you're mad because bad?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm mad because
Oh,
bad. And when I talked to Doggy, he was like, "You should go hate nSwish." So
oh
apparently,
no,
I
no,
I have
no,
to parasocially hate you now. Okay, I'm
no.
kidding.
What are we even doing this interview for then?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
that's the whole reason the interview is so I could tell you that.
Okay, that's funny. Having a parasocial hatred towards Doggy
Dude,
for
I was such a
dude.
I was such a degenerate. Him and I cleared it up now. No, I'm chill with Doggy now. I'm not
Hell
gonna
yeah.
hate you. Obviously, I'm not.
Thank goodness.
Like at the end of the day, we're all successful in our own way. So
Mm.
not. I don't think any negativity came out of it, but it is something I mentioned to him, and it is something I felt like I wanted to mention to you because I did say that, and I don't want you to see that clip without me addressing that I don't actually have a problem with it at all.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I don't remember the Extreme Demon Alphabet idea at all. I guess that was just sort of like a thing that I noticed at one point but never really thought about afterwards. It's interesting how Doggy got that idea from me though. I guess I
yeah,
have more influence than I thought.
you should give yourself a lot of credit. You have a crazy influence, and that was
I
May of
really should,
2020
yeah.
as
Oh,
well.
2020.
Like that was before
Interesting.
you quit.
Huh.
Like I want to say that was probably a little bit before you took over Tech as well. Pretty sure Tech was still the
Mm.
number one player when I want to say. Oh, maybe it was April of 2020, or he said it was summer of 2020 or 2021. I don't remember. Or no, it was definitely 2020. But yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, I just felt like I should briefly bring that up, just to clear the air, because I know my fans will be like, "Hey, aren't you supposed to hate nSwish?" That is something my fans would
Uh,
do to me. They like,
Parasocial hatred.
yeah, I have to parasocially hate you now.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Oh,
Do you have any genuine parasocial hatred towards anyone in the community?
just a GD player, but
Oh wait, aren't
everyone.
they? Wait, they didn't don't they do like showcase videos?
Yeah,
Wait, why do you hate them?
they blackmailed FNM. They were being sexual towards FNM04, if you know who that is, and
I know, yeah, I
they
know.
blackmailed them into like
What?
they were like blackmailing them basically, like, oh, if you tell anybody I told you this, then I'm gonna take down all your videos. Like that's like the only like I I've said this to King Sam a lot as well. I think just a GD player. If you're a changed guy, you're a changed guy. Good on you. You still did it though. And
Yeah, that's kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, that's actually like insane.
yeah, I I don't know if I'm fully correct either. I could be wrong. I would love for someone to correct me. But if I am correct about that, then I would say Just a GD Player is the one person in the GD community I actually hate.
Mm,
And
wow.
I think a lot of people do.
I don't understand how this is the case, but I feel like there's so many people in the GD community that just get exposed for like the dumb, like the not dumb, like horrible shit. Like, is it the community that attracts people like that, or does the community make people like that after having joined it?
That's a
Or is
good
it
question.
neither, or we just happen to notice people who do that a lot and assume that a lot of people are like that?
That's a really good question. I never thought about that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you are famous, you're under more scrutiny and more likely to get exposed or canceled for something. At the same time, like having been a very famous person in the community, how does one even get involved in drama and controversy anyway? Because I feel like I've never really been a part of any big drama or controversy, and I'm generally a pretty conflict avoidant figure in the community.
Yeah, I relate to that. Like I don't understand how conflict starts a lot because I mean at the same time I'm not one to really mind if people hate on me. Like sometimes I think it's funny. Like that's kind of been some like I've always surrounded like been around like YouTube friends that are always being hated on for like nothing burger reasons, and then I fell into that with like Secret Way. So I don't really mind it cuz I'm used to it. So like people can hate on me all they want. And
Yeah, I mean, are they really hating on you though, or just you're short?
um
Because I feel like there's nothing about you that's actually like hateable. Like I like what you're doing with your channel with all of these interview styles. I think it's a great contribution to the community, and it's nice to hear what people in the community have to say through this interview process. So I like what you're doing a lot.
I
I think
appreciate
it's really
that.
cool.
And I guess you're probably right. Yeah, it's probably just the shorts and starting out. I will say though, there are people that still kind of like. Do you know who Kawaki is?
I do not.
Very crazy. would not be surprised if they ended up in a mental asylum 5 years down the
Oh,
line. They are crazy.
okay.
And their fan base, every time I like pull up in a stream, there's at least like one or two people that are like at Secret Way, fuck off, KYS, like
Bro, what?
like that's like
They're
one
just immature
example.
children, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny to me, but I can see other people in the community probably like taking a disliking to that. I will say one of the things that his fan base doesn't like me for, I said Noble is a better player than Riot all around.
Interesting.
Because I I view being good at the game as if you can do everything at the game. So like playing and creating. And Noble was the only person that A had a top one verified, while B being in discussion of having the greatest level created, that being God Eater.
Interesting. So, with that criteria in mind, would you say that Doggy is the best player right now?
Honestly, uh Doggy Demetrio is also uh a contender because that level, the end is near. Oh my god, that is a really good level.
I know. I saw that and I was like, "Wait, Doggy made this? I didn't know Doggy was a creator. This is phenomenal." Like
Yeah,
I was genuinely blown away
I was
by just
too.
how creative and like the narrative quality of that level, just the progression of it from start to finish and how it like represents the music well, the creative gameplay, just the clean design overall. I was like, this is a masterpiece. I had no
Yeah,
idea Doggy had it in him.
yeah. He when Grief gets verified, if it gets rated number one, I will say Doggy is the new best player of all time in GD because Zoink and Trick and Popov can't decorate like that without like I highly doubt it. And I also think whoever made the lightning rod, I know that's a solo level, I think.
The
And
lightning rod.
yeah, I think that's a top 25 or a top 30. That was a solo level, and I think it was a top 15 when it first came out. I don't fully remember, but whoever that is, that's also a really good level, and they're a good creator as well, and they're also a contender for being like because Demetrio also technically verified a top one because
Wait, Kyoki was top one difficulty when verified?
I think so, yeah. Kyuki was top one difficulty, but it didn't get rated, I think, for a while. Or SpaceUK's influence made it like shoved it down because I think he probably just kept saying Slaughterhouse was harder. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Kyuki was actually a retrospective top one, and I'm fairly certain Demetrio is the only person to ever decorate and verify a top one. Like I don't think anyone
Damn,
else
that's
has ever done that.
impressive. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that for the longest time either.
Mm. Speaking of creation, one thing that I want to accomplish in GD is to have one of my layout projects get decorated and come to fruition.
Send it to me.
Are you a creator?
uh, given enough time, I can do some pretty crazy stuff in the editor.
Given enough time. Okay.
I'm just
Yeah, I
slow.
mean, if anyone watching is a good creator and they're interested in helping me decorate my layouts, can DM me on Twitter. I would be more than happy to check out what you got and give you a shot. But yeah, I just don't really know anyone right now who can do that. And I'm not sure I'm willing to put in the time to learn how to use the editor and get proficient at that. But
Yeah,
that is one thing that I want to do is just have one of my layouts decorated and rated. Decorated and rated, yeah.
that's a good goal.
Because honestly, like, I think my layouts are really good. I don't know if you've seen them, but I have a lot of my layouts vary a lot from either like being gimmicky or having like really creative gameplay or just overall solid gameplay that syncs well. Those are like the three styles that I do.
Mm.
And I think yeah, I think it would be really cool to see one of those rated.
Yeah, I love layout making. I'm a lot better with making layouts and good gameplay than I am with
Mhm.
like decoration, but I 100% could decorate if I just sat down, disciplined myself, and just learned. And like I'm slow. I'm a very
Yeah.
slow person. I I don't know if I'm diagnosed, but a doctor did tell me like I could have something called mild cognitive impairment, which is just processing stuff slower, which can also lead to dementia.
Oh, interesting.
But
Okay.
uh, that won't happen until I'm like 60, so I'm fine. But
Okay, that's good. So you don't have dementia yet.
yeah, I don't have dementia yet.
Early onset dementia
That would
at
suck.
age, what are you, like 20 something?
I'm 23 months,
23?
20 and 3 months old.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I sure hope you wouldn't get dementia for a long time because that's not fun.
it does
I have
not seem fun.
one of my friends works at like like a residential place for elderly folks, and there's a memory care unit where, and I've heard like a lot of sad stories about people just like suddenly forgetting what their family members look
Oh
like
my
and like
god.
having a crisis over it. And I'm like, yeah, that's just sad as fuck. Like I could never work in a place like that because I would, yeah, it's just like too mentally, emotionally taxing on me to be around that.
That
Yeah,
does
my
not seem
friend
fun.
is she's uh she's built different for being able to work in that environment.
Yeah, I've gone to like VAs before that have like old people that you can kind of like show up and help them around a bit. I will say this. I really like taking care of old people. They're really
Oh,
fun.
really?
They're a lot more
Old people,
fun than
okay,
I
old
thought.
people are really cool.
Like
Yeah.
they are pretty cool.
They're like, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I feel like old people, like they have the soul of a teenager. Like they're really fun and giddy and just like they have an energy to them that seems so youthful, even though they're like old.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just like really fun to talk to.
Yeah.
I used to do volunteering at a food bank, and all the other volunteers there were like in their 60s and 70s, and I was the only like young person there. And yeah, we would just like chat it up all the time. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun like hearing their stories as well.
Hmm. Yeah, they always have the best stories to share.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really hope I can get stories like that in the future because I feel like I got nothing, you know?
I mean, you got something.
That's true. I mean, I used to be the best Geometry Dash player.
Oh, come on. Be
What, you
nicer
want
to
more than that?
yourself. Tell yourself you are guaranteed the second best player of all time. At minimum. Tell yourself that.
Okay, I'm the second best player of all time.
At least.
No, it's not really. I don't really think it's debatable. I think Zoink is definitely a greater player than I am in terms of everything. In terms of skill, first of all, and especially longevity. Like Zoink has been at the top for so long, it's unfathomable. And also the amount of top ones that Zoink has verified and pushed the difficulty ceiling of the game. I never verified a top one. I just beat a bunch of levels. That's not nearly as impressive as what Zoink did, in my opinion.
I
Not trying to sell
guess.
myself short or anything, but I
Well,
think it's pretty hard to argue that I'm the GOAT.
well, you are in the trilogy of goats.
I would say that, yeah.
You are 100%.
Me, Link, and Sunix,
You, Zunk, and
probably.
Sunix. No one will ever compete. Like Sunix threw so hard, man. I still get mad about that. Top
Oh, with the
49.
subversive, not beating subversive.
Like what? Like at least you didn't do that. Like top 74. Like can you imagine?
Dude, that would be so sad.
That would be so sad. I will say I do think the longevity argument is definitely good for like Zoink's side, but I still think it's a little debatable. Like if we go on rival, like being rivaled, I still think because difficulty was perceived differently at the time, and it was still like it's always going to be perceived differently throughout each era of the game, and I think if if we flipped the roles, like you nowadays was with Zoink back then, like if Zoink was verifying half the top 10 back then and you were just beating all the levels nowadays, but Zoink was still around with like that kind of skill, but you popped in for a year and then left with all top 75 completed, I can still see people saying that Zoink was better. It's like a lot of like, I do think his longevity is very unmatched, even if he has rivals.
Yeah. I guess the way I would determine greatness in Geometry Dash is one, raw skill, two, longevity, and three, like how far they push the ceiling. I think in terms of skill and like rivals, I don't think I was that much better skill wise than the other players in my era. I honestly think that the player Rory might have been more skilled than I was during my entire reign,
Hmm.
simply on the basis that Rory consistently took less attempts on levels than I did, which is a direct indication of skill. And then in terms of longevity, I mean, I was at the top from like 2019 to 2020 and most of 2021 when I didn't even play. So that's quite a long time. But I never pushed the difficulty ceiling at all. So, yeah. And then
Hmm.
Zoink, like, I guess you could say that Pop Off might be better than Zoink now, skill wise, on the basis of attempts. Sure. And then longevity, like, no question, Zoink is by far the best. And then in terms of difficulty pushing, Zoink is by far the best. So, yeah, I would say Zoink is the GOAT.
I guess. No, I guess I can see that now, because I had made arguments that you were better with GOAT status, but I guess I didn't really take into account like longevity and all that, and actually pushing the skill ceiling, because I didn't really, I feel like the skill ceiling wasn't pushed much, like much until Slaughterhouse came around. Like it's been, what was it? We had 3 consecutive years where we had a top one sitting on the number one spot for an entire year. Like we didn't really have a lot of people pushing the skill ceiling like we do nowadays, like you said. And now what we've had like 5 top 1s this year. It's insane, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there was definitely a drought of players willing to push the difficulty ceiling in 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Yeah.
I think once Zodiac got verified, that was a big gap from Bloodlust, but Tartarus to Zodiac, not that big. And then Slaughterhouse came around in 2021, and that was massive.
Yeah, that was
Probably about as big as Tartar or Zodiac to Bloodlust.
yeah.
So yeah, 2018 to 2020 was sort of like a dead period, and I just filled it by beating all the levels on the list. I didn't really push it. I just beat everything,
Mm.
which is really cool and impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, my point still stands.
I guess I can see that point now. But I guess I'll go back to asking. Well, I think the last question I asked was like 30 minutes ago.
Oh my god, we just like went on a huge tangent.
That is true. I just
I
like
don't even
talking.
remember what the question was.
I don't either. Wait, let me control Z it. Oh yeah, the most and least favorite level in the top 75. I asked you that so long ago.
Okay, so yeah, we talked about the list and Extreme Demons for a bit. It's pretty
Yeah.
tangential.
Um. Hmm. Ooh. Were there any verification projects you were supposed to take on and didn't?
Okay, it's a good question.
Thank you.
I don't actually remember the name of the level, but I remember Walrus was the creator. This is the person who made Calculator Core.
Yeah.
I remember after I beat the top 10 in February of 2019, which consisted of Zodiac to Celestial Force, Walrus reached out to me and she asked if I wanted to verify a level. I don't really remember what it was called or what the theme was, but I was like, sure. Um, but then later she's like, oh, I just learned that you used FPS bypass and I want my level to get rated, so I'm not gonna like have you do it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I didn't like the level that much anyway.
Oh.
But yeah, that was one verification that I could have had. Oh, another one. It was around the same time as well, although this wasn't a completed level. It was called Shadow Force. It used the same song that Acheron does, and at the time it would have been top one difficulty, I believe. There's still a layout version of it that you can search online if you look up Shadow Force layout. But
Hmm.
that it just never got decorated. I'm not sure what happened to it, but yeah, it just never came to fruition, I guess.
Oh.
But that I think that would have been a good level. Like the gameplay was solid. No decoration progress, unfortunately. But yeah,
Huh.
that was another one.
That's pretty neat. Um. Ooh, this is a really good one. If you could change one thing about your history with GD, what would you what like if you would you change something and what would it be?
Interesting. I think looking back, aside from not playing GD at all, which is something that I would probably consider if I had to like redo my life, would be having the golden be a top one difficulty verification. I nerfed the shit out of it
Hmm.
just because I didn't want to play it much longer. And I guess I took it a little bit too far and it ended up not being top one difficulty. But I think I could have done it, honestly. Yeah, like it was. I remember the unnerfed version of it was top one by a long shot. Not quite Slaughterhouse difficulty, but probably in between Tartarus and Slaughterhouse difficulty.
Ooh.
Um, I think I probably could have beaten like a top or like a harder than Tartarus version with not much more effort if I wanted to. But I just got sick of playing it and was like, you know what? I just want it out. I'm gonna nerf it. I don't care.
Dang. Falling into the hands of Nerf.
Yep. Although I will admit, and I don't think I've told anyone about this, but my intention with the golden from the start was never for it to be top one difficulty. I buffed the shit
Ooh.
out of it and called it top one to generate hype for the level. But
Oh.
I fully intended on nerfing it later. Not as much as I did, as I ended up doing, but still, like I was gonna nerf it from the start. I just wanted to generate hype.
Smart.
Little confession from me.
Oh man. A little bit of a confession. That
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't too far off. I mean, the fact that it was still top 3 and rightfully so was like there's not, if you think about it, the gap difficulty between the Golden and Tartarus and Sonic Wave Infinity isn't really like it's not like Zodiac and Bloodlust, like not even close.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess I don't,
That's the thing. Like considering how close in difficulty it ended up being to Tartarus, I think I could have verified a harder version of it without much more effort.
yeah.
So I kind of wish I had done that.
Mm.
Yeah, I think probably I am the greatest player to have never verified a top one.
That's actually a really good. That honestly, yeah. Because now that I think about it, Zoink and Sonics did.
Yep.
I think Sonics actually verified too. Uh, I don't think a lot of people know this, but the
Death Corridor
yeah,
Z.
Death Corridor Z,
Yeah.
that didn't get rated, but it would have been number one.
Yeah, I think at the time PPF was the hardest demon according to the modern day list, and I guess people think Death Corridor Z is harder than that.
I guess so. It was either that or Stalemate Redux. No, Stalemate Redux was on for like
Stalemate
four
Redux was
days.
never,
Yeah, no.
yeah, it never deserved number one.
Yeah, no, you're right. it was there for like a second. um, yeah. That's actually a funny label. The best player to never verify a top one. Because I thought so in 2020 when like I would go back to the game and check it out. I did check out the golden a little bit, and I just saw it and it was like, yeah, this is top one. I could just tell. Like I can
Yeah.
see, like with Tartarus, I could see the gameplay. With Sonic Wave Infinity, kind of with the golden, I was like, oh, this is invisible. Like this is
Yeah, because
top
it's
one.
so dark.
Yeah, and I
You
guess
know, the funny thing is with the decoration, I didn't realize how dark it was until people commented on it. Because my monitor settings were fairly bright, so to me, there was quite a
hmm.
bit of contrast and it looked like the visibility was fine. But then I watched a video of it on my phone and I'm like, wait, this is dark as shit. What the hell?
Yeah, it is a pretty dark level. And it's funny to say that because Tartarus, there are some blind spots in Tartarus. Quite a bit, actually.
Really?
I think. Like, obviously, the maze off the beginning. And then
Okay, but that's free.
the maze is pretty free. But then there's like a bunch of weird, like, fake outs, if I remember correctly. I think. I don't remember. I, I don't know. Everything about Tartarus, it just looks like a jumbled mess.
Interesting.
That's.
Because from my perspective, I would say it's a very cohesive and well put together level, like decoration and gameplay wise, just in my opinion.
I guess gameplay probably. I don't know. The decoration just. I don't know. I probably have to play it to actually get a good opinion on it. But from just looking at it, it just always gave me like a. It just felt like it was a jumbled mess. Same with the Acheron, but Acheron's like different. It's Acheron is like indifferent to Tartarus a little bit.
Yeah, Acheron's. I don't like Acheron as much, honestly.
I will say Acheron is one of the better top ones we've gotten in the last like since the Slaughterhouse era started. That's what I like to call it. I would say Acheron is one of the better top ones we've gotten because we haven't really gotten very many good ones.
Really, like compared to Silent Club Step, Abyss of Darkness, Kyoki.
Yeah. Oh well, Kyuki's a great one,
Yeah,
but
you would that. That's definitely one of the better ones.
Kyoki's probably the best one we've gotten since Slaughterhouse. Actually,
Tidal Wave. I heard that's pretty enjoyable.
Tidal Wave is enjoyable. I managed so the speed hack strategy you talked about earlier. I actually did that with the first wave of Tidal Wave to kind of learn it, and then I just got like
Yeah.
a fluked 23 to 38 run.
Is that the entire first wave?
Yeah, it's
Oh
the
wow.
hardest part of the level.
Oh my God. Wait, that might be even harder than Zoe. Actually, I don't know, but still,
I
that's.
I don't think it is, but only because I'm wave carried. Like I feel like
Mm,
if I get better at the other game modes and then I try to get a better grasp of Zodiac from 0%, I might be able to say whether Zodiac or that run is harder. But so
yeah.
far, it is the hardest thing I've done in the game.
Yeah, that's definitely harder than Cataclysm.
Yeah. It was like 10,000 attempts it took me.
10,000?
Yeah,
Damn.
something like that.
I mean, honestly, that's not even that many for such a hard part.
True. I do think it was a crazy fluke though cuz I didn't die at the second half, but I'm not consistent at the second half of the first wave. Like it was just actually the biggest fluke I've ever done like personally. So,
Hmm.
it's like kind of what you said earlier. It's best to be consistent because if you just fluke it, you're not really getting better.
True.
So,
Yeah.
but the first half I'm a little better at. But I guess we can kind of go to the topic of you quitting for a good second. Um
Me quitting.
yeah. Do
Are you
you
sorry, go
Oh
ahead.
no, you're good. I was just going to say, do you regret it?
Like deleting my channel and everything?
I guess everything. Quitting GD, quitting like I guess just quitting GD.
I have no regrets whatsoever about my decision to quit the game and the community for an extended period of time. I think it was something in my personal life that I needed. I think I really needed to distance myself from, I guess, what I would consider the addiction of going
Mm.
online for validation and attention. Yeah, it was definitely a trap that I fell into a lot. More context behind that. So, a year after I beat the entire main list, I went off to college, and that's when first started to take a step back from the community. But then in college, I got really depressed to the point where I was sort of like dysfunctional and I didn't know what I
Ooh.
was doing there. I was sort of just like partying a lot and getting fucking wasted and wasting my parents' money, not knowing what I was doing there. So I was like, this is pointless and I'm depressed. So I decided to wait, my screen just turned off. So I decided to drop out for a bit and go back home. But when I went back home, I sort of cut off contact with everyone I knew from college, which was a lot of people. And back at home, I didn't have that many close friends. And because of that, I sort of expected them to be there for me more than they were. And when they couldn't do that, I was like, oh, fuck my friends. I'm just going to cut them off too. And so before you
Mm.
knew it, I had like no friends. And I was like, or like barely any. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm
Damn.
going back to GD. And then it was like that for the next year and a half or so. Yeah, so pretty sad shit, honestly. But yeah, I don't know if you know the story of what happened in the hours leading up to me deleting my channel.
I do
Do you want to hear
not.
it?
If you're
Okay.
fun, talk about it.
And I want to preface this by saying I don't suggest anyone experiment with substances or drugs at all.
Yeah.
But this is what happened leading up to that. So I one day I went back to the town my college was in because I had a plug that could give me mushrooms. And my parents were like, "Oh, why are you going back there? Like, I thought you hated that place." And I was like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with friends," which was a complete lie. I was just going there to get mushrooms, right? So anyway, I
Mm-hmm.
lied to my parents right to their faces. They even asked me like, "Are you telling us the truth right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am. I'm not lying." So yeah, I just like I was a bad kid. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
went there, got my drugs, and then came back. I ate them, and I'm tripping, right? And I guess the part of my subconscious brain that I was avoiding for a long time, which is the fact that I had felt sort of embarrassed and ashamed of all the time that I've wasted on GD, sort of surfaced up. And I had sort of an identity crisis where I'm like, am I like an actual real person or am I just a facade that I put up on my online persona to get invested in instead? And I asked myself questions like, why am I hesitant to share with people this part of my life that I was a pro gamer and had a YouTube channel? Like, am I afraid that they're going to judge me for that? Because that was always something that I avoided telling people about because I didn't want them to like make fun of me for it.
Yeah.
And that was something that I tried to hide. And likewise, in my online personality, which is nSwish, which I guess I consider as a character almost. It was like, well, I don't want to be real with people online either because I don't want to get doxxed or something.
Yeah.
So it was like sort of this like two lives that I was living that were separate from one another, and it just caused a lot of conflict in my mind. So I came to the conclusion that I should just delete my channel and forget all about that. And I did that. And I don't regret it at all.
Mm.
So yeah, that was a huge lore dump and probably the most personal thing I've ever shared on here, but that's
Damn.
the whole truth behind it.
My God.
But I am happy to say now that I've sort of like come to terms with like my like GD career and online identity and all of that. And I'm actually open about it with new people and new friends that I make. I'm like, yeah, this is something that I did. And it turns out people actually think it's really cool. So I
Yeah.
had nothing to worry about when it came to sharing that. And yeah, I still haven't gotten to the point where I'm like super personal with like my real life online.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really feel an obligation to, and I think it's probably better that I not do that. Even though I think with some of the things that I've experienced, I could probably have a really positive impact on people if I were to share that. But I'm not at a point yet where I feel like that's something that I should do. But Yeah. Huge lore dump. I just went on for a while.
No, it's all
Thoughts,
right.
questions, insults.
Um, I think that's. I hope you always tell yourself that in this community we love and respect you, and I think that's for me personally, that's very admirable that you're willing to be open about something that like that, and
Thank you. I appreciate that.
you're doing better now, right?
Yeah, no, I'm doing better than I've ever been in my whole life, honestly.
Good. That's really good.
Yeah, I can finally say that.
That's the one thing I want for everybody that decides to show up on this. I hence why the first question, are you mentally healthy? I don't want to go about this if there's something bad in your life that's restricting you from kind of having a good time. And I want everyone, and yourself included, to just remember this and remember that as a community, like even with like SpaceUK, we all still, like a lot of us still look back and think, we still care about this guy. I mean, he clearly regrets what he did, and a lot of us, I feel like, can commemorate him for having it in him to get on this and be open. And it's the same thing with you. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
a lot
I
of
think with
respect.
this I think with the Space UK thing, a lot of people view the space like how you feel about Space UK as a black and white thing. Like either you forgive him and you think he deserves forgiveness and love and respect and all of that, or you're like, absolutely no way, he cheated, he fucked over so many people's careers, blah blah blah, never forgive him. But it's like you don't have to forgive him for what he did because obviously that's really awful
Yeah.
and we're not going to deny that at all. But at the same time, I don't think what he did online represents who he is as a person in real life.
Yeah.
Like I watched the interview with him. He seems like a genuinely decent person.
Yeah.
And I wish the best for him.
And same here. I think I wish the best for him too. I know I guess I'm gonna come clean here. I didn't even told Vix this, but I went halvesies on the wooting that he has now to beat Acheron, so I guess I'm kinda enabling a little bit.
Wait, wait, are you saying that the money that you paid him to get on the interview bought him the Wooting keyboard?
No, he actually used that
Oh,
money for, I think he said it was some sort of dentist appointment thingy for like to clean up his to like have a little bit of oral care because he went to uni.
oh,
And
okay, okay,
I
gotcha.
he 79 to 100 on Thinking Space too, and I'm like in his DMs because in his description it said, if someone buys me a Wooding, I'll go for this. And I said, yo, Space.
Oh God.
After I get paid, you'll beat Acheron if I buy you a Wooding, right? Uh, he's got 28 to 96 now, but he edited the clip to make it like he died at 96 and instantly jumped to a clip of him going to 100.
Oh, that's funny.
So his progress has boosted a lot since he got that thing.
Just
So
from the keyboard.
yeah,
I've thought about recently just trying the Wooting keyboard or any keyboard upgrade for that matter, because I've heard it makes a pretty big difference in gameplay.
it
But
does. It really
yeah,
does.
I've just stuck with a 2017 Corsair keyboard. I can't imagine what the difference between that and a Wooting would feel like, but I kind of want to try the Wooting just for fun.
Well,
Hey,
hey,
that's probably why I'm not a top player anymore. I'm washed because of my keyboard.
well,
I don't have the latest and greatest peripherals, so I can't be the best.
yo.
Zoink got nothing on me if I got a Wooting. I
Yeah,
would
I'll
overtake him in a
invest.
second.
I'll invest.
Yeah.
I'll invest. Be the first be the first victor of like Booba Wamba, and if you promise, I'll invest. No. I gotta stop being an enabler.
Uh,
But no, yeah, he Space UK. I think if people can look back and like respect him for apologizing and like regretting it, because clearly he does, then I think as a community we can, except for the guitars of this community, I think we
Oh,
can forgive everybody.
no, not the guitars. Oh
Except
shit.
the guitars of this community, the ones who touch ukuleles.
Oh my god. That's a crazy analogy, dude. That's insane.
That's it's. I don't know if you remember. It was in the space interview. I was like, yeah, if you're one of those people, you guitar a ukulele.
Yeah. Yeah, people who do things that like actually okay, not that Space UK didn't impact people's lives, but if you like impact someone's life like that, like a guitar or a Crazen or anything like that, you can seriously fuck off forever. Like you have no
Yeah,
place here.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I will say that I have a little bit of malleability towards Crazen. If everything I've heard is true about him going to like rehab, I don't know if that's true, but if it is true, then I feel like I could be convinced. Like I would let people convince me to like forgive him and be accepting of him if he's actually trying to change. But everyone else like that I've heard that apparently isn't trying to change at all, like a guitar who's just sweeping it under the rug. Get out. Like stay away.
Yeah, I mean, what I have to say about the Crazen situation is that it's not really my place whether to forgive him or not because he didn't impact me in the way like he impacted his victims. So I'm not gonna like forgive him for that, even if he's in rehab and bettering himself. I hope that what you said about him being in rehab is true because, like I don't think I don't think we should wish like ill will on people. Like I want people to get better, even if they've done bad things. But I'm not gonna forgive him or welcome him back to the community, even if that's the case.
I I feel like at most I would just accept him for him trying to change. Like I would accept his progression. Um if he wanted to come back to the game, I feel like it would just be like space where you just got to upload your completions on your channel and just not bother anybody else. Like stay to yourself and try not to be too communally involved, but
Mm.
I would still like I would be happy with him trying to change because I did have a friend that apparently was one of his mods. So
Oh,
I like uh like I don't think he got affected by Crazen at all, but he does have that label sticking with him for the rest of the time that he's in the GD community now. I'm not going to point names because I don't know if he's fine with me saying it publicly, but
well,
yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's not fair to the mod. Like, I don't think whoever that person is, like accepts what Crazen did.
Yeah, I know,
They
I
probably
agree.
didn't know about it either.
They
Like, I
probably
don't think they
didn't.
should be like guilty by association. Like, I don't think that should be the case. But
I
yeah,
agree.
on the topic of Crazen's like hypothetically returning, I think yeah, I mean anyone should be allowed to play a game to have fun with it. But if you're uploading videos to your YouTube channel to be viewed, that is like partially community involvement because it's public for people to watch and engage with. So
I
I,
guess
w- I
yeah.
would I would say like Crazen can play the game, but I don't think I wouldn't support Crazen uploading videos. You know, I don't know. That's just my take on it, though.
I guess I understand that. I do understand that take. I think when I think of like involving with the community, I think joining Discord servers, replying to comments, like even hearting a comment on one of your own videos is like involvement. Like if all he's doing would be uploading completions, because I don't even think Space streams now, so he does involve with the community a little bit. But I don't know. I would just think Crazy needs to stay on his own little humble abode if he does try to come back.
Yeah, for sure.
But um I this question, this was a last minute one. I actually do really like this question. Is there a level you didn't beat that you wish you managed to before quitting?
Hmm. I guess the only level that I had progress or significant progress on that I didn't beat, well, there are a couple of them. There's Walter White, which I have 80 something on, Arcturus, which I have 70 something on, and then Unnerfed Innards, which is the big one, obviously, which I
Hmm.
never beat. Honestly, those were all after my major achievements in the game, so completing it doesn't mean shit to me, honestly. So, I mean, I would have been cool to verify unnerved innards, but that never happened, and I'll never get that chance again. So,
Mm.
I don't really see the point in going back and completing any of them.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of my answers on like the what ifs or is there a level is just, oh, I don't really care anymore. So,
No, that makes sense. I fully expected a lot of these answers to be either that or kind of like, oh, I don't remember, it was so long ago, because it was a really long time ago. Like 4 or 5 years is a really long time. So I I also hesitated to add some questions just because of that. But um ooh, so in one of your texture packs, you had this very unique ball icon.
oh, yes.
How do you feel about it being an official icon?
I could not be more honored that the ball that I popularized is now canon in Geometry Dash. I think that's really sick, honestly.
That's aura. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's literally like Aura at its maximum capacity. I'm not even gonna lie. Like my creative ass brain came up with the idea to make a ball an actual ball. Who would have thought, right? I'm surprised. Okay, and the thing is that I had a ball like that way before I became popular. Like I think in 2016, which was before 2.1, I had a texture pack that was just a ball, but I didn't really like have any completions with it. It was just like
mm,
in my texture pack that I made. But
yeah.
then I popularized it later in like 2018, and people were like, "Oh my god, this ball's an actual ball! What the hell?" I'm like, "Yeah, guys, this genius over here came up with that." So yeah.
I mean, I will say it does play pretty well.
Mhm. It
I
does. I feel like the like not being able to see the rotation actually makes it easier
Yeah.
to like maneuver with it.
I honestly I agree. It's like the little like tiny um kind of like spikes that come out of the normal ball. It's like a little distracting to me.
Yeah, you don't need all that visual clutter.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just so satisfying to play with. It's like it's like it, it's like a oh, what's that game where you have like those hockey puck looking things and you slide it along the board to kind of like center it in the like circle at the very end of it. I forgot what it was called, but that's kind of like what it feels
Wait,
like.
wait, I'm not sure is it a video game?
No, it's like
Like
a
pinball?
actual
I
it's
don't
like an
know.
it's like an actual like sport, I think, as well. I completely forgot what it was called, but that's what it reminds me of. I don't know if people
Mm.
in the comments want to kind of like help me out. Then
Yeah, any sports fans in here, please educate us. We're just a
like
bunch of GD degenerates. We don't know shit about this.
we would know esports if anything.
Yeah, okay, even I don't know esports. Like I don't
I
know
don't
sports
either.
at all.
I don't. I
Which is
don't either.
ironic considering like I was a very athletic kid, but now I just like don't know. I don't know anything about sports, which is interesting.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
I know, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and Gordon Ramsay are soccer players. That's it.
True, true. I know
Tom Brady is
what
a
sports
football
players
player.
Tom Brady's a football player. LeBron James is a basketball player.
Yeah, that is
But you know
true.
what's funny? My grandpa doesn't know who LeBron James is.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's not like I don't know. I guess he's just like out of touch with reality or something, but he just doesn't know who LeBron is. I'm like, brother, there's no way.
I mean, LeBron's like a household name. Like,
I know
that's
everyone knows him.
crazy.
Even if you don't follow basketball at all, like you gotta know who LeBron James is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, all I
insane.
know, what else do I know about sports? Oh, I know Magnus Carlsen's a chess player. I
Oh,
saw a
that,
clip of
yeah.
him like banging the table after he lost, which was kind of funny. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm probably like a real fucking nerd for this, but my favorite sport that I actually play is chess.
No, chess is. I think
Chess is fucking fire, dude.
chess
That
is
game is
fire.
exciting.
I think it's impressive if you're really good at chess. I've always wanted to be good at chess. I just my brain's too slow. I can't do the timers, unfortunately. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Playing chess with a timer on is really stressful.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I always prefer to play like over the board in person because like you can take as long as you want on the move, and maybe it'll tilt your opponent if they're waiting for so long. And I'm
yeah.
like,
That's
I'm
the.
like, brother, I'm actually thinking right now.
Let me
Give me a
think.
break.
Ah, it's like the what is that one GIF where it's like the monkey is just sitting there and the lion is screaming at it. The
And
monkey's
it's
not.
just chilling there.
Yes, I
It's
don't.
just like smiling there, probably zooted out of his mind,
That's
unfazed.
that would be that circumstance. Oh my god, I've played chess with my dad a couple times without the timer rule. Oh my god, he would get so mad. He would walk up and pour himself a drink. That's how mad he would get.
Oh my god.
Because I would sit there for like 20 minutes just thinking, oh, but you could do this. Oh, but then if I do that, then that could happen. And he's just like, just move.
Oh my god, just make your fucking move, dude.
Dude, it's so brain dead, but so funny.
Yeah. Some people can just be impatient.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you playing a game of chess when you're impatient? Like you should have known that when you signed up for the game, bitch.
Yeah. Like chat when if
Like the
I'm
point of the game is to think about what you're doing.
yeah. Like if I'm gonna play chess with someone, I'm sitting there thinking, ooh, okay, do I have 6 hours of time?
6 hours.
And if I do, then I guess I'm sitting there for as long as I can be.
Yeah.
But I think this was the most frequently asked question when I saw from people. Um, have you ever thought about making a comeback to top play?
A comeback to top play. Well, I'll have you know, I've beaten Thinking Space 2. Took me 7,000 attempts in one day.
Ooh.
So yeah, look out for the completion of that on my non-existent YouTube channel. Everyone, make sure to like and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think so. I mean, I would never make a serious comeback where I actually try to be the best again. I don't think it's feasible. I don't think I could do it no matter how hard I tried, honestly. And honestly, I don't think it would be fun. So,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, I might come back to play a little bit, get a new hardest perhaps, but no promises.
Ooh.
From now on, I only play for fun.
Mm.
There's no pressure, no pressure at all.
Yeah. And to bank off of a new hardest, um, realistically, what do you think could be your final hardest on the list right now?
What I could beat.
Because obviously Walter
Like what I
White.
could reasonably beat. Okay, I think here's an unreasonable prediction.
Oh.
I think if I built up my skill, like gradually getting new hardest after new hardest, I think I could beat Tidal Wave with enough practice. But I don't think I have like the mental resilience to pull through with that.
Mm.
I think a more realistic hardest would be something around top 20 difficulty. So around Slaughterhouse.
Mm.
But I don't think I could mentally put up with much harder than that.
Okay.
And then Amethyst and Thinking Space 2. I mean, I haven't really played Amethyst at all, but Thinking Space 2, like I know it has that spam section and the end is
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Like I don't think I could ever get consistent at that. I'm just not good enough. Yeah, I think
Mm.
the top two is off the table for me.
Yeah, I've thought that as well, but apparently Amethyst is a lot better than it looks.
Really?
Yeah, like
Hmm.
I had a friend, his hardest is like Sakabin Circles, and he got Amethyst in 10 runs within like the first month of it being top 1. It,
10 runs?
yeah, he's
Hmm.
insanely wave carried though.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, apparently Amethyst is a lot better than like I did this conversation with Vortrox, I think, like it was I don't remember who it was. It was either Vortrox or Nepesta or Tech. I don't remember. One of the someone who's like a content creator that we got on. Um, we were talking about it, and it was like Amethyst and Thank You Space 2 is like comparing a 2 out of 10 to like a 1 out of 10. But
That's a great comparison, actually. Like in terms of gameplay, like I haven't played it, but they both look so ass to
yeah,
play.
they
I'm not
look
gonna lie.
terrible. But apparently the Amethyst is more like a 5, 6 out of 10. Like apparently it's not that bad,
Mm.
but it's still bad.
Well, Amethyst has more conventional gameplay if you think about it.
I mean, yeah,
And it's also, I believe it's first half heavy. I'm not, don't quote me on that,
I
but
have no idea.
I feel like, or okay, Thinking Space 2 is at least more second half heavy than Amethyst is. And I feel
That's
like
true.
levels that are balanced like Thinking Space 2 are just a pain to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, if you think about it, that is technically true that Amethyst is more top heavy because the final 19% is just an end screen.
Okay, technically, yeah.
What a stupid thing to add in a level. Like what the that, oh, I that's so dumb because I've seen people like 80 to 100 on Amethyst and it gets good views because it's like
It's just the end screen.
yeah, it's just the end screen.
Oh my god, guys, Sonic Wave Infinity 80 to 100. It's
Yeah,
just the end screen.
yeah, at least I will say with Sonic Wave Infinity, at least the end screen is cool. The end screen with Amethyst is not that cool.
Oh right, yeah, the Sonic Wave Infinity end screen, like the credit roll and all of
Yeah,
that. Like, yeah, it's
it
pretty
is
sick.
really awesome. They cooked with Sonic Wave Infinity.
They cooked, they grilled,
The same way you cooked
they
with
did
that stir
everything.
fry.
Yeah, right, yeah.
um hmm. I have 6 questions left.
All right, bring it.
Um so I don't ask the I don't ask the questions in order, but I do number them. Uh there's I split them up into questions that I ask and questions that the viewers have. And for the questions that I have, I label them 1 through 10, and then the questions for viewers, I label them 1 through 20. So when I ask you or when I mention these numbers, it's going to seem all over the place, but
Okay.
I'm going to ask you play a little game to pick
All right.
one of these numbers. 7, 10, 12, 1, 2, or 15.
15.
All right, 15.
Is this a viewer question?
Oh wait, I'm stupid. I forgot to delete this. That was okay.
Oh.
Ignore that question. I forgot to delete it after asking you. It was the realistic what your hardest would be. I forgot to delete it. 7, 10, 12 are my questions and 1 and 2 are the fan questions.
Okay. How about 12?
Mm. Do you think you deserve to be called the best or even the second best player of all time?
I think we already touched on this topic
I
a
think
little
we did.
bit.
I think we did, yeah.
I said that I think it's hard to argue that I am the best of all time. I think it's easier to argue that I'm the second best, and I would actually agree that I'm the second best in terms of all the criteria that I labeled out, which is skill,
Yeah.
longevity, and how far you push the difficulty ceiling. But yeah, I won't really reiterate that again. I think I'm the second
Yeah.
best, and Zoink's the best.
Well, guys, we have the most humble GD player of all time.
No, I'm just being realistic, you know?
No, because I see a lot of like I was one of the nSwish glazers, but I think I was just kind of like you brought all these other factors, and I was just looking at one factor about like, oh, nSwish didn't have a rival. Like, yeah, at least on the pointer crate, but if you do think about it, I guess Zoink technically doesn't really have a rival on the pointer crate because he's like 1,000 points ahead. Like it's it's crazy.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're deserving of being top 3 GOAT status of all time
Yeah.
forever.
I guess one thing that I would mention about list points in the Demon List stats viewer ranking, uh, this is just how I perceive the difficulty of beating like a bunch of levels on the list, but beating the entire top 75 is not much harder than beating the top 1. Because if you beat the hardest level in the game, everything under it is quite easy in comparison. That's just my opinion.
Unless you're Zoink who can't beat codependence.
Okay, Zoink's just a lazy ass bitch though for that.
Oh,
Like I'm not even kidding. Like if you're good enough to beat all of those other levels, and many of them have gimmicky gameplay, I'm sure you could find some sort of practice strategy to get your hands independent enough to do codependent. But
yeah.
Zoink's just like, my hands are kind of stupid. I don't know. Like, bro, just try harder.
Oh, what from dude? Oh my god. Top player dishes top player.
Hey, I'm just being real. Like, I never shied down from a challenge. Like, I used to say that Killbot and Super Probably level were off the table, but hey, they weren't as bad as I thought they would be.
Honestly, yeah. It's like everyone complains about Booba Wamba. I don't think Booba Wamba's as bad as people say. I like sure it's literally just beating a top 20 extreme demon, but 90% of your vision is obscured and you have to memorize crazy stuff in the background. But I don't think that makes it a top 1. Like people are saying it's a secret top 1. Like what?
Yeah, I guess we won't know for sure, but yeah, I think I don't know if it was on. Yeah, I think it was on one of your episodes with Zoink, but didn't he say that like he thought that it would be like harder, like one of his like a lot harder than its placement, just because of his skill set or something?
um oh wait. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know what level in specific he was talking about for that, but I don't even remember. That was 2 months ago. That was so hard to remember. I should probably look at.
Mm.
I should probably re-watch all the episodes just to kind of refresh my brain. So I tend to forget a
Yeah,
little bit.
but either way, I think Zoink could probably do it without much of an issue because Zoink is Zoink.
I mean,
There's no
yeah,
one like him.
that is true. And I think like he said like, oh yeah, maybe near the end of the year I'll start practicing Booba Wamba.
Well, it's near the end of the year now,
Yeah,
so
Zoink, we're in quarter 4. Come on. Put some effort into it. I know WizKid put effort into Booba Wamba. He said Anathema's harder from all the runs he's done so far. But WizKid's not going for that anymore. I don't know if this is supposed to be said publicly. Um I don't really know if I care because at the end of the day it's just a 2D block game and we're all not a block game but a platforming game where we're all trying to have fun. But I'm pretty sure
$4 cube game.
it's just a $4 cube game. But WizKid is going for nullscapes. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that out loud. I am in.
Whoa, dude, you're leaking
I
sensitive information.
I'm in private chats. I don't
Hey,
know if
yo,
like
hey, this is private information.
I'm
Yo,
spilling beans. I mean, yo, if
wait, hold up. What if someone, like a top player, is watching this video right now, and they're like, "Oh, I'm only gonna go for no escapes, so I can snipe the first victor from WizKid." You know?
oh, then we triggered a line of events for people to start
Yeah.
going for
I mean,
nullscapes.
I know some people like to keep their progress and their intention secret so other people don't do it before them.
Yeah. Thing is, WizKid's progress on it is insane. He's already like, I think he already got to the drop within like a week of playing it.
Damn, that's fast.
Like, no one's getting that. Unless I'm misremembering. I don't know. I have to look at the private chats. They're probably going to be so mad at me if they see this. I hope not. I hope they don't care, but I'd feel really bad. But at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. So, but and then at the end of the day, I'll feel like a complete asshole for just leaking something that, like, I mean, they didn't tell me. So if they didn't tell me, that's on them. Like, they know I'm a big creator with a lot of influence, so they should tell me, hey, don't leak any of this. Unless they have it in their rules in their server and I didn't just check, then that's on me.
Oh my god.
I didn't. I don't know. Whatever. This will be public now. WizKid's going for nullscapes. WizKid, I'll gladly let you cuss me out in a VC.
Oh my god.
If you didn't want it leaked.
Maybe I should go for nullscapes.
Oh, it's not that bad. It really.
It's easy. It's literally free. There's only one game mode.
Well, it's not that bad. It's like not 5 clicks, but there's like choke points that are really bad, and then the rest of the level is just like, it's not so bad. I don't know. I spent 1,500 attempts getting 81 to 100 on it, and that didn't feel too bad to me. But I also enjoy everything about Geometry Dash, so I just enjoyed it. But I don't know. Guys, snipe it from WizKid.
Wait, you should snipe it from WizKid.
I should snipe it.
Considering your monumental progress of 81 to 100, I mean, you got a chance.
I'm dropping Zodiac.
Forget about Zodiac. Yeah. Just go for nullscapes instead.
The sad part is I would probably have a better time with nullscapes just because I don't have to worry about a bunch of different game modes. And I like robot, and I like weird gameplay. Like,
but your wave carried.
That is true.
And there's no wave in nullscapes, but there is some wave in Zodiac.
In Zodiac.
I guess the only hard wave in Zodiac is that one release in TMN before the UFO, but I think all the other wave parts are not that bad.
I think I'm really stupid. I think the failure one is kind of inconsistent. That one's pretty
inconsistent. That one click
where you go down and then you go up into the cube.
In the cube portal? Yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes you can die to the transition, but it's avoidable.
Yeah, it's just so hard to see. That's like the one part, like, I can't see the wave, so I just die to the wall and I don't even realize it until like...
Oh, dude, you got a muscle memory it. Yeah. Practice with the invisible icon. No, I'm dead ass.
Wait, really? That'll actually help?
I mean, that'll make it... If it's one click, doing it invisible is probably not going to be that hard. And if you can get consistent at that, it'll feel 1,000,000 times easier if you can see it.
Huh. I never thought about that. I guess there's more advice, guys. If you want to be a top player, make your icons invisible. So now 4 questions left. We got 7, 10, 1, and 2.
Let's go with 10.
What is the best and worst level you've seen from the community?
Ooh, best and worst level. Gee, this is hard for me to answer because I don't really follow the creator scene that much. Jeez, I don't know. I don't actually know the names of any good 2.2 levels that I've played. I've definitely played and beat some of them before, like some of the mythic or legendary levels or whatever they're called, but I don't remember them. I don't remember the names of them.
I only remember one of their names. It's freaking Rage Quit. Oh yeah, and Skeletal Shenanigans.
Oh, Rage Quit. Rage Quit was interesting.
That was an interesting one.
Okay, honestly, Rage Quit might be the worst because that level actually made me rage quit because I thought I died at 98. Like, I genuinely thought I died at 98. I just exited out of the level, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
I did too. I thought I died.
This is bullshit. Like, I literally didn't do anything wrong, and I'm dead. This is upsetting. And so I quote unquote beat the level 3 more times, each time dying at 98. I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong? And then I realized it's just part of the level.
Yeah, Same thing here. I died at the end 98 and I just left the level and I was in a call with my friend and he was like, "Wait, you're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to leave the level." And I'm like, "What?" that it got me as well.
Hmm. I guess one of my favorite levels of all time. This is a 2.1 level. It's called Dust Muncher by Loltad. That level's
Oh,
fire.
Loltad. I haven't heard that name
Yeah,
in a
dude,
while.
Loltad is one of my like Loltad's levels. The style and the aura it gives off is just phenomenal. Like it feels like Geometry Dash, like the decoration, but it's not like overly indulgent or like over decorated or flashy or anything like that. It's solid, clean, and has artistic intention behind it, which I really appreciate.
Mm.
And the gameplay and just the I don't even know how to describe it. It's been a while since I've played any Loltad levels, but Dust Muncher was, yeah, that was probably my favorite level.
I'll have to check that out after this.
It's so good, and the song's amazing too.
Dust Muncher. Okay.
Okay, here's a fun fact about that. The first time I beat it was actually me speed hacking at 1.1 times speed. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do one attempt and see how far I get, and I ended up beating it. So I guess you could consider that hacked, but yeah.
So you're a hacker.
Yeah, I'm a hacker, guys. I
Oh my
speed
God.
hacked.
Oh my God. I can clip this and clickbait.
Guys, it's over. You caught me. Or I
Wait,
guess I exposed myself.
didn't you technically like get banned from the leaderboards because you just speed hacked map packs?
Oh, okay. I think one time on Twitter, I uploaded like a video of me no clipping a map pack level,
Oh.
and I guess like a mod just banned me for that. I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I don't care at all.
Yeah, the star grinding is a completely different thing we are never going to be able to get good at.
Yeah.
Like, do you know Mr. Spaghetti?
Yeah, Mr.
Oh my God.
Spaghetti.
No one's reaching that person's caliber for a while.
Why? Are they like the top star grinder?
Yeah, they're the top star grinder and they have 40,000 levels completed.
What the hell?
It's insane. Every single level that is star rated completed that is not an extreme demon. Every insane demon as well.
Wow, that's incredible.
Like I don't need like it makes me speechless when I talk about it. Like Mr. Spaghetti is like seriously talented at this game.
That takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah, I think they only started in 2022 as well. So they only had like a 3-year journey.
3 years to beat 40,000 levels?
I think so, yeah.
That's like, how many levels is that each day? Like
Um
100?
40
40?
40 a day because there's 1,000 days in 3 years. So yeah, just under 40, I
Oh,
think.
okay. I was pretty close. 140, same thing, right?
If you round up.
I'm good at math, guys. Trust me. Like I play Geometry Dash. I gotta be good at math.
Yeah, math was my only strong suit.
Have you ever been like, I don't know if you ever like played Geometry Dash in class, but have you ever like convinced a teacher that, oh, it's math related, so I can play it. It's educational. I tried to
Um,
do that in my math class in middle school. I was like, but it's Geometry Dash.
I actually never tried to do that myself with anybody because I didn't know what geometry was until like 8th grade. And or at least I didn't understand what geometry was until like 8th grade. Like I knew about it in my elementary years, but I just didn't get a grasp of it. And I thought Geometry Dash was like, just like, I always viewed it as a game, but I did witness one of my friends try to convince a teacher.
And did it work?
No, we got separated across the classroom. And
Oh, unfortunate, dude. I'm
yeah.
sorry about that.
Oh well, I don't talk to that person anymore. They were not a good friend.
Oh, yeah. Probably good you don't talk to them then.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be
Yeah.
shocked if like I talked to them again and they were like, "I cannot believe you still play Geometry Dash. Like don't you have anything better to do with your life? Like, that's what I feel like they would tell me. And then
Oh,
I'd be
they're
like,
one of those
I
people.
think they're one of, I feel like they would be one of those people. And then I'd be like, well, FYI, that's how I make money.
Wait, is this person like a really gossipy mean girl?
Yeah, they are a gossipy mean girl.
Yeah, that's sort of what I got from your impression of them.
Yeah. And
Mm.
they got mad. They didn't get mad at me, but they called me stupid in fourth grade or fifth grade
Oh, not the
for
S word.
for the reason being was because I didn't know what breaking the fourth wall meant as a nine
What
year
the
old. Like, who knows that?
what the fuck? Wait, what? No 9-year-old should know or is supposed to know that. I
Like,
don't think I knew what that meant until I was like 12.
I didn't know what that meant until I watched Deadpool when I was like
Yeah, no,
15.
same. I was literally gonna say that. It was because of
Yes, it
Deadpool.
was
He's like,
literally.
it's a fourth wall break inside the fourth wall. I was like, what is a fourth wall break?
Yeah, and
I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
ever since I'm just like, I think about that a lot specifically because it is the probably the number one favorite reason as to why I've been called dumb because I didn't know what that meant when I wasn't even double digit age.
Yeah. Mm.
It was very
That
silly.
that's honestly stupid of them.
Yeah, it
Mm.
it made no sense to me.
Mm. You want to hear something ironic?
Sure.
So, I am a legend at the game Geometry Dash. However, in school, I never took geometry. I skipped it. You know how I pulled that off?
How did you pull that off?
So, I was also I had an affinity for math. I was very natural at it, and I wanted to accelerate my math education pathway. So I asked my math teacher if I could go into algebra 2 instead of geometry next year, and
Mhm.
she said, "Oh, if you take it over the summer, you can do that." I never took it over the summer. I just lied to her and said that I did it, and she put me in algebra 2. I was like, "Okay, that was easy." To this day, I still don't know like half of what's in high school geometry. Like, but I'm good at geometry dash, you know?
Yeah,
So,
honestly, is that not good enough?
yeah.
I don't know. I took geometry over algebra. I I cannot understand algebra for the life of me. I don't get it. I don't get why we need algebra for a lot. Like, I think like 80% of algebra doesn't make sense to me, but like 100% of geometry makes sense to me. And
That's so interesting.
I think
That like I'm the complete other way around. Like when I actually looked at what was like in the geometry course, I was like proofs and I didn't understand it at all. But algebra was like, oh, this is literally free. Geometry is silent, but algebra is free. That's how I thought of it.
geometry is silent. That's funny. Uh, yeah, no. Geometry made sense to me because I'm more of like a visual kind of person. So when I can see
Oh, okay,
like
gotcha.
when I can see lines on a shape and like a number that, like, for example, it's like if the base of this irregular triangle is this long, how how tall would the height be or something like that? And like that kind of stuff always just like kind of made sense to me a lot more than something like I can't even think of like an algebra equation like y equal mx plus b. Like what?
Yeah, algebra is a lot more conceptual, which is probably why I found it to be like easier to understand because I think I guess the way I think about things is more abstract and less about like, oh, like what's visually there in concrete. That's just I
Hmm.
don't know. That's just how I work, I guess.
Ah. Yeah. I I don't know. It's literally just algebra and geometry that I took. I don't even think I can think of any more math subjects.
Well, there's always the big calculus
Oh,
one. Oh, don't even
calculus.
get me started with that.
I hate that.
Dude, I was taking calculus level classes. It was called IB math, which is essentially the same level as calculus, I believe. And
Hmm.
this was during COVID time in my junior and senior years of high school. So my classes were online. And the worst part was that it was the first class in the morning. So it was like 8 a.m. and I have to wake up for this boring ass class with a bunch of lines and squiggly lines and letters that hardly means anything to me. I'm like, this isn't math. There's no numbers here. What the hell? But anyway, I would join the Zoom class at like 8 a.m. and then fall asleep for the rest of it. So I didn't pay attention at all. And then the class would end at like 9:45, and I would wake up from my teacher being like, hey, nSwish, are you there? Hey, do you need to talk to me? I'm like, and I'd wake up and be like, sorry, I guess I'll just go now. Just slept through the whole thing. Needless to say, I barely passed that class. I think I cheated on every test. But
Yeah, I would always look up the answers if I could.
yeah, and nowadays, like with AI, like that's even easier.
Yeah, I I will say this. I cheated on a lot of tests by like looking up answers, but I never used AI for anything. And I think that's just because like AI is not super accessible to people and it shouldn't be, but the internet is. And I think if we like the internet being accessible to every person on the planet, like or how it should be accessible to every person on the planet, I firmly believe I should be allowed to look up the answers.
I mean, honestly, being resourceful enough to find an answer by researching it shows more intelligence than actually knowing how to solve the problem, in my opinion.
I agree. I think it it's like trying to do an equation versus looking up a format to help you with that equation. Like you learn more if you can figure out a way that can help you without trying to do it yourself. Because then you learn more.
Mhm. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing that I always hated about school and the education system is that a lot of the teaching is focused on, oh, you have to memorize a method to do this thing without emphasis on understanding how that works or like the
Yeah.
foundation of it. And I'm like, well, that's not actually teaching anyone anything. It's just memorization.
Mm-hmm.
And that's yeah. If I were to change the education system, I would put more of a focus on like teaching people how to teach themselves how to do things because that's what's really important.
Yeah.
Like when you're an adult, like that's what you got to do. You got to teach yourself how to do things.
It's a
You
key.
don't have all the answers like memorized on hand ready for you.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
It's a keyword troubleshooting. If you can learn how to
Yes,
troubleshoot,
troubleshooting.
if you are good with it and you can learn how to do it, you are going to be a really smart human being in life.
Exactly.
And if you don't know how to do it, you should be taught.
Yeah.
But 3 questions left. We got 7, 1, and 2.
Let's go with 7.
7. All right. Um, I I feel like we've probably talked about this throughout sprinkles of the entire uh interview so far, so we can brute force it now. How do you feel about the current state of the demon list? For example, like the golden almost falling out of the main list. Like, how do you feel about how that is?
I will answer this question from the perspective of an observer, which is basically where I'm at in the community right now, seeing as I don't play anymore.
Yeah.
But I've always found it super fascinating and impressive how far we've pushed the difficulty ceiling of this game. Thinking about how Zodiac's out of the top 75 and how Tartarus is going to fall out soon too is just mind boggling to me. Like, if you asked me 5 years ago where Tartarus would be today, I would probably say, like, oh, maybe barely out of the top 20, right? But no, it's like out of the top 60 almost. Like,
Yeah.
very soon it will be. And it's just, yeah, it's unfathomable to me, like, how good players are nowadays, how fast they're able to beat levels. Um, I guess a comparison that I would make, and this isn't objective by any means, but I would say the skill difference between blood or the skill difference between Riot in 2015 and me in 2020 is about as big as the skill difference between me in 2020 and Zoink and Pop Off today. Like it's just that big. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying Riot was like bad or anything because he was
Ahead of the time.
yeah, he was way ahead of the time and he pushed the difficulty ceiling with Bloodbath. And I would say like Bloodbath to Tartarus. I haven't played the top demons today, but I imagine at the top demons versus Tartarus is probably about as big or maybe even bigger than Tartarus to Bloodbath. Not exactly sure. It's just speculative, but yeah. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised in a couple years if I don't know, if Tidal Wave was out of the top 50 by 2028.
Ooh. Top 50.
Yeah.
Whoa. That that just like gave me shivers. That I don't like the sound of that. Tidal wave out of the top 50. I hate
Yeah.
that.
Because if you think about it, pretty soon, depending on where Flame Wall is placed, it might be at 4.
Yeah.
And then you have levels like Grief, which are definitely harder than it. That'll push it to
Vehemence,
5. Yeah, that level
Heliopolis,
2, Heliopolis, lots of upcoming levels as well.
Cosmos
Levels
Unleashed.
that haven't even been created yet, which
Yeah,
will
that
get
too.
verified in a couple months probably.
Oh, it's I know Tidal Wave's going to be out of the top 10 by 2030 100% without
Oh,
a
by
doubt.
2030, absolutely.
Without a doubt. And it's like I hope Tidal Wave can like cling on to that string that's the top 10 status because I really don't want to see that level even out of the top 5.
I think within a year it'll be out of the top 10. That's just my prediction though.
That's a pretty good prediction. I definitely think Flame Wall is going to push it. Flame Wall is without a doubt harder than Tidal Wave. There's no like I don't know. It would be surprising to me because I've played Tidal Wave and I've played Flame Wall, and as someone who has progress on Tidal Wave, I guess if you could say, but not really. I still die a lot on Tidal Wave, but my attempt counts in practice are like 2 to 3,000. While Flame Wall, I had like a 5,000 attempt practice account. It was insane. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess the natural assumption would be to say that Flame Wall is harder because, it's so long. The difficulty is consistent throughout. Lots of frame perfects spread throughout like 7 minutes. And then
Yeah,
but no one's really beaten it yet, so
that is true.
I mean I can't really comment on it personally.
I I don't know. I can't see it being easier than the two the freaking Nullscape's Booba Wamba duo. Like no shot.
Yeah. I mean I assume that it's harder than Tidal Wave. That's just my assumption
Me
though.
too. I think everyone does to some extent. But um we have two questions left. These are actually fan questions now, I think.
All
Um
right. Let's go.
the remaining fan questions, one or two, nSwish.
How about number 2?
All right. I'm noticing a pattern. You always pick the biggest number.
Glad you noticed it.
I didn't want to comment about it on the last question, but I figured with this one it would have confirmed it. But what made it? What? Goddamn! What motivate? Jesus! What motivated you to become what a large portion of the? Oh my god!
Oh, you
Ah!
got this.
I can't speak.
You can do it, Ben. You got this.
Thank you. What motivated you to become what a large portion of the community thinks is the best GD player of all time?
What motivated me?
Yeah.
Gee, I mean, It's hard to say. Like, I don't even remember where my mind was at that many years ago. But if I had to guess, at some point, I got good at the game and realized that I could get a lot better. And then once I started pushing myself by beating the top one Bloodlust in 2018 and finishing the top 10 a couple months later, I realized that I was one of the best players and I could become even better than that.
Yeah.
And so from there on until I beat the entire main list, it was like, yeah, just I think more than being the best, I just wanted the sense of accomplishment from completing so many levels, the satisfaction of seeing all these list demons get checked off one by one until they were all done. Very,
Yeah.
very satisfying.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. As much as I would love to keep talking for another 20 years. I say this
For 20.
at the end of every interview. I just love to keep talking. I'm having a lot of fun. Are you having fun?
Hey, I mean, we can keep talking if you want. I got nothing going on.
Maybe we can keep talking as well. I will end after the final question though,
Okay, for sure.
which um I guess I'll give you a little bit of freedom. The final question.
Freedom away? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you want to answer the final question or do you want to end right now?
Let's end right now. I'm just kidding. Okay, bring it on. What's the final question?
Probably.
Am I a furry? No, I'm not.
Oh. Okay. Bye, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Wait.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, what's actually the final question?
This one, I feel like this one's pretty anticipated.
Okay.
How did you find out about Geometry Dash originally?
So, this was back before 1.9. I think it was probably in the 1.8 update. My friend had Geometry Dash on his tablet, and he showed it to me, and I'm like, "Oh, Geometry Dash, that's an interesting game." And then I played it, and it was hard as fuck. And I was like, "Jumper, bro, this level's impossible. There's no way any human could ever beat a level this difficult. It's too precise. It's too complicated. Blah blah blah." Right. So I played it a little bit that day, but I didn't really play it much more until a little while later in early 2015 when I picked it up. So 1.9 had already come out. The wave game mode got added. And from there, I really got interested in like what the hardest levels were at the time. And that was sort of what caught my attention was the difficulty of the game. And I wanted to see like how far it could go. And at the time, I think Riot was just starting to come up by beating like ICDX and Cataclysm. And then a little while later, he beat Bloodbath. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. But yeah, my friend introduced me to it. But then I sort of came around a little while later on my own and rediscovered it. And the rest is history.